Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the stream. So we are now almost at the end of our era. And honestly speaking, I don't really feel like it's the end yet of our old servers. Like it's still surreal for me to have new players in the server. Um how about you guys? How are you feeling about the new eras and the new servers? Also, how was your week? And did you already have started your new IC fights, or do you have already your new officials in your server? Because I know era servers should have their new officials, and if your servers are already in good terms with the other servers who have been merged with you guys, I think you will have formed a council by now, because next week, starting tomorrow, we're going to have a new era wherein we have a new stellar dynasty coming in. So a lot of new decisions politically will be very important, especially strategic, well, like planning when it comes to the event, especially the MGE is coming. And if you haven't yet seen her post, I kind of deleted her post because um, well, we have been warned by the moderators that unofficial postings of let's say leaks or something like that will be deemed punishable. Of course, I kind of understand where they're coming from, and of course, we're going to respect what they want for us to do, but still, of course, in a way, if you have questions about something that I know of, maybe leaks or anything like that, I will still answer your question, maybe in a personal message on a DM, because I'm always open on my Facebook. And you can see it here on screen. Just search for at TITOBODS and you will see already my Facebook page. And you can do DM me there and ask some questions, because I know there are already a handful of players asking me questions there. And of course, being the generous TITOBODS, I'm actually answering every possible questions that I can answer, especially those that I have already advanced informations about, like migration and everything like that. But sometimes oh, I don't know if you already knew that we have been well we have been dubbed or we are now like an official member of the content creators family of the game. But we do have this incentives monthly, but it's like in the game, and it's not really, well, it's not really real money or something like that. But anyway, we still have do incentives in the game monthly. It's not that much, but I think good enough for me in a way, because it's something to at least look forward to. And anyway, if you guys know someone or if you want to be a content creator, just hit me up, and I will help you out with our mods maybe. And if you really want to do some contents, you can also apply in the creator hub of the game. And if you will pass, you will be a member of the content creator. Um, what do you call this? Like it's like a membership or something, but you will be a member of that one. But and also anyway, you should have like a Discord channel, because most of the announcements are being posted in there. But anyway, today I want to talk about to you guys the the things that I maybe would like to think or look forward to in the game, especially that now we're going to the new era. And I know a lot of players still has questions for the upcoming heroes, even though we did a lot of live streams last week. Hopefully you did pick up some maybe informations or builds that you can think of. And also I have this one hybrid build about Belisarius, and I think I have shared it for my members. And maybe some of them have tried it because I think one of our members did kind of like the did kind of like our hybrid build of Belisarius. And I will constantly do a members only video, but I think it will be like something out of the ordinary if I did to get some informations or bits or better information about something. I think that's the first place I'm going to post it so that our members will have a little bit of an edge when it comes to that matter. Especially the leaks that I think are official or, well, unannounced yet. So I think, hey brother, do you try Ramesses with Scipio? Or did you try, you mean? Versus Ramesses with Confucius? Yes, I did. I did. Well, to be honest with you, the results were still Scipio is the winner there, but Mr. Sneaky has a different. Mr. Sneaky said that he has a different results with that one. Although, on my end, the results were like there were like let's say 60-40. 60% the one with Scipio wins, and 40% the one with Confucius wins. Now this is the well, mostly the fights were let's see, bare, or there's no actual equipment, just springs. But the the skills are max, everything is max, and I kind of understand why uh there were fights that those two, or between those two, that are really not that conclusive yet. But I think we will see it better when we are in the field, you know. And I kind of still doing some tests on my main account regarding, you know, the use of gems, because not everyone knows how to use their gems properly. And if you want, I could do another gem guide. But the last time I did gems was I think a few months ago, wherein I did identify how you can use your gems, the strategic gems, which is the one that you placed or put into your helmets. The difference of the health, the troop capacity, and the defense with attack. How will you actually have an advantage regarding those parts of the, or those gems that is part of your helmet? So I did also that. But for me, there is no clear winner on this one with Ramesses with Scipio versus Ramesses with Confucius. But here is the fun fact about that one. Because before, with Charlemagne, we almost never wins against a Ramesses. So Ramesses, Charlemagne, and Jugilayang. Okay, I'm being mindful of my pronunciation because someone called us out, and I really want to make a good impression for the pronunciation of the names of the heroes. But anyway, as I said, we have a better results with Confucius versus the one with Scipio, versus if we have Charlemagne in the mix. So for those of you guys who have been using pure tactician swordsman, and you might want to have a better hero than Charlemagne in the mix, and I think Confucius is that guy because with the results, Confucius actually, there is a, as I've said, 40% chance to win against a Scipio. And also, you must also know though how to itemize your heroes. You need your right rings, equipments, and gems, and maybe also adornments and mounts. That is actually one thing that is actually going to give you a huge impact on your marches if you know how to really itemize. And of course, we're here. We're going to do live stream every now and then, and you can ask in the live streams if maybe your lineups are working or something like that, or if there's a problem with your lineup. And the best way to actually do it, if you want, is to be a member of the channel, and I can do like a one-on-one coaching for you. You can hop onto my Facebook also, because that's actually the platform wherein I do the one-on-one coaching with my members. And Yeah, especially the new players. I have like 3 members already that are actually on a one-on-one coaching with me in there, and I think they said that they are actually having a good time, especially with the information that I am feeding them. So yeah. Also, we are going to talk a few more about the informations on the announcements in the game. Because I know some of you guys here doesn't really check out the Discord, because I know not all of you have time to do that. Or maybe some of you guys doesn't have access to our Discord. Oh, that's also one thing that I'm actually looking forward to is the Discord channel. Maybe I can commission someone to make a Discord first, because I really don't know how to do it. I want to, but you know, thank you. I think CPU is still better for RAM and use Confucius with the new rally hero. Well, actually, that's also another thing that I want to talk to you guys about. The new rally hero Pyrrhus is actually a good combination with Confucius. Because as I've said on our previous video, if you haven't yet checked our Confucius video or our Pyrrhus video, I have mentioned there that both of these two heroes are actually, well, they are actually, let's say, they're both good at the rallies or long term fights, because they have this stacking mechanism. Like their skill is made, I think, for long fights, because you need to really do the stacks or have the stacks in order for you to actually benefit more on what they can actually provide. Like for example, your Confucius. There is like you need to do 8 stacks, which will take like 24 seconds in order for it to pop. That's why some of our fights during the live stream does really give you like this idea that on the first few seconds you're getting or you're receiving that much damage already. But when you're maybe when your life is around that, let's say 70% or 60%, depending on how much damage you take or have taken on the first few seconds, that is where your Confucius will actually do his thing with the additional damage for your Ramesses, and also with the additional defense and healing. That's where your Ramesses will thrive. But imagine if that is in a rally and you have Pyrrhus also, which is there is also a stacking mechanism on his skills, especially the customizable skills, I think, wherein you will pile up damage and activations through that stack, I think. And plus, you have a 10% additional damage when you are in a rally. That's actually a unique skill. First thing that I saw, really, to which is unique for a certain hero. And yeah, because of those facts, I think Pyrrhus with the Confucius plus additional, I don't think that Zug is going to be great in a rally, because his additional damage will be or will be cut in half after, I don't know if it's 18 seconds or 30 seconds. I think it's 30 seconds. Because in the rally you can take as much time as you can in the rally as long as you're alive, right? But with Sugliang's skills, your stats, or not your stats, but your skills bonuses will actually cut into half. Or maybe that is actually the borrowing of the East Wind. That's the skill. But maybe you can actually just change that skill to a better maybe other skills that your Zug has. That is also an option. But if you're going to use that, make sure you change the skills, okay? But that is actually one of the best skills that your Zhuge can actually give to Ramesses. But if you're using Pyrrhus right now, and I also did a Pyrrhus video wherein you can actually use Pyrrhus in the open field. He can also be a monster, but he is like pure RNG, so his RNG is a little bit worse than Miyamoto himself. But when his RNG kicks in, he can actually kill a Cyrus with actually one skill with consecutive activations, because that's um his strength is that activation. But it's like an RNG thing. It's not always going to happen. Maybe in my experience, I think it only happened like twice in like 20 fights. And but when it happens, it's quite amazing and, jaw dropping, because when you see it, if you have seen my Pyrrhus video, at the end of that video, I did show a clip of this hero Pyrrhus, wherein wherein the Cyrus march with a full on gear, not full on gears, but full on rings, same as my Pyrrhus, with full on rings, is still at 110k health. And then it was like around 10 seconds or 15 seconds, something like that. And around that time, Pyrrhus did hit one lucky skill wherein I think 4 activations happened. So from 100k, I think, from 100k of Cyrus health, he instantly died. From 100k in just one hit. That's actually how devastating a Pyrrhus is, especially in the rally, I think. The Pyrrhus March is going to really change, I think, the meta on the rally. Every single rally, especially the one that is defending the IC, attacking the IC, or any type of rally that is going to attack something or someone, maybe a city or something like that, will have a Pyrrhus because of Pyrrhus's RNG. It is a crazy RNG, just to tell you guys. Is he going to be good also in the field? As I've said, yes. Especially if you have like this Spurs type of build that I have made on the video. If you wanna check out that video, it's actually on my live stream, but I have shared it on the Pyrrhus solo video, wherein the introduction of the skills and everything is there, and on the bonus clip I did put there the battle report, and also you can see there the ring build and the skill builds of the heroes. So yeah. Okay. Buenos dias, amigo. Oh, buenos dias. The bid. Hi, can I respectfully ask to see your Guan Yu build? I'm in season 1 and I'm cavalry main at the moment. Thanks. Guan Yu build. I really don't use a Guan Yu build anymore, but I think I did a video about Guan Yu in my Lubu free to play Lubu session, I think, on how to prepare for Lubu. I think I made a video about that, but sure, why not? Let me just check this one out for you. Okay, you say Guan Yu, alright? So season 1. So you have your Guan Yu here. Then since this is season 1, you're a free to play player. Am I right? If you're a free to play player. Tito, is this your main account? Remember, you have more power. Ah, okay. Yeah, no, this is my alt account. This is where where my main is Cavs. So this is actually an account of a friend of mine for a while, and then I just took over it for like, I think 4 or 5 months now, and I haven't really spent a single dime here. That's why the power is pretty low. So yeah, this if you are a free to play player, it's safe to say you don't have Rani, because I think there is a cost if you're going to get Rani. I'm not sure anymore, because the last time I have like a play on a new server. I think I didn't have Rani during those times because it's not available for free to play there. But please correct me if I'm wrong. You spend money in the game. Okay. Um. So you have Rani. Do you have Rani like this one? Because if you do have Rani, this is actually how you want to build your Guan Yu. So first off, in season 1, your Guan Yu is your main commander, then Attila, and then Rani. So for the skills of your Guan Yu, since your Guan Yu is going to be the damage dealer here in season 1, you want your weak spot and your fatal blow. No, note that this is only for season 1. If you don't want to use 2 hero medals, but you can actually use it because it's easy to get it back, because there's going to be a hero reset again in the future, and you're going to need these 2 in order for you to survive in season 1. But if you don't want to get these 2, you can actually get at least one of them, which is weak spot, and then at least get your armor piercer. So that's going to be also a good choice right there. So weak spot and fatal blow is what I actually do recommend as a free-to-play or maybe low spender or whatever, as long as you use Guan Yu in the first season. And then, if you have your Attila and Rani, actually on Attila you can do this. Because first off, you can use your Attila. I think if you are a cavalry warrior, it's safe to say that you can use your Attila from season 1 to season 6. And maybe season 7. So right now we don't still know, but there is no hero actually in season 7 that I think will replace yet the Lubu March. So I think Attila can still be viable until season 7 or maybe until season 8, who knows. Until season 7 is the only thing that I can say that he is viable, because I'm still using him. The only time that I change to to another hero is actually just a few days ago. I'm just testing maybe, but I was using, or I am using Attila for 6 seasons, and yeah, on my main also I still use Attila and I have him max. So it's safe to say he is one of the best investments that I have really um, spent on from season 1. And yeah, until now he is very viable. So this is the skill that you want for him to get, especially when you get Lubu. This is what you want. And then for Rani, all same goes like your Warrior's Hymn and then King's Blade. That's the 2 skills you want. Now the thing here is you must place these heroes at this specific let's say position or lineup. So something like this. And yeah, I think this is the best lineup for the Cavs in season 1. Would it be wise to switch from cavalry to pike at this point in the game? Like, you mean you are in season 6? Rip. Rip, are you in season 6? Yes, you have Guan Yu run in Attila. Yeah, you have to run it that like that. This yeah, this yeah. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but you have to run it like that. So this is the heroes and lineup and how you want to build your lineup for Guan Yu in season 1. And then of course in season 2 you just remove Guan Yu and then put in Lubu, just like that. So you don't need to change anything. You just remove Guan Yu, put in Lubu in the forefront. You are in season 7 also, Rip? Oh, I think tomorrow is going to be the season 7 start, right? So we're all going to be in season 7 by tomorrow. So yeah, just give me a minute, guys, and I'm going to share our stream to our friends in YouTube and also in the Discord and Facebook. So if you are here also, if you want to help the channel, please don't forget to like the video out. And also, this is like a Q&A portion where if you have something you want to maybe ask or clarify, maybe you can just leave them in the chat and I will answer them as maybe as clear and as long as I can. I'm still here though. Hello Prime, how are you doing, brother? Let me just share our stream right now onto our friends here. How's your week? How's your week? Did you guys like our thumbnail? What do you guys think about our thumbnail though? I wanna get some insights and feedback about our thumbnail. Because I just made it just a few minutes ago, or maybe an hour ago, I guess. And I don't know if you're going to like it or not. So I just really wanna have some, feedback about it. So that maybe if it's not that good, maybe I can change something. But yeah, I kind of just edited it and maybe get some help from AI at the first bit. But yeah, most of it, especially the coloring and everything, I did do the edits. So hopefully it's good. I mean, like, well, it's the first time I did something like this one though, because we have like this theme already that we're using. But yeah, what else? I can like, okay, I can share it now. Share it to groups. Okay, global friends, English Turkey, Vietnam page. Buy and sell. Okay, okay, let's go Discord. Let me just share this with our Discord channel. Every time I share it on Discord, it's always cut. Like, I don't know. But yeah. It looks like it's always cut or something when I share it to Discord. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. You know what? I kind of felt like I want to do this live stream like a podcast type of thing. But I also would like to interact with you guys. So, yeah. Maybe a mix. A bit of both. Where are the announcements? I'm looking for the announcements in the game. Where the hell is that? Okay, I see it now. Okay, let's get back. Okay, I don't have any clothes on the video. The hell? Wait, hold on. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, guys, to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those of you guys who are just tuning in. Okay. S7? No, no. Thanks a lot, sir. Last question. Do you have any idea when will Lubu come out? Yeah, so for your season, I guess if you're in season 1, I think it's safe to say like around 2 months to 3 months. 2 to 3 months is actually the turn per season because we are now at season 6. And the game, since the game started, it's like a year and a half to be precise. Because I started this game when the game also started. Like when the game was launched, I was already playing the game. So it's like 3 months to 4 months, depending on if there are events like this one. We are extended by 2 weeks. So instead of the regular 3 months, we have been extended for 2 weeks. And I think the next season, after season 7, the next time we're going to have a season switch is actually after 3 Stellar Dynasty, I think. So per Stellar, it's like a month and a half. So it's like, I think it's like 3 to 4 months, yeah, to be precise. So I think if you have just started, you're going to wait for roughly that long. So my advice, if you're using already Guan Yu, that you still invest on the skills, but and also you can actually reset the skills in the future But do not spend any hero medals on Guan Yu, because you're not going to use him that much, especially after Lubu is going to be released. Okay. Yeah, but it would be wise to switch all these points in the game. What do you mean, Oh, like is it wise from a Lubu? You want to switch from Lubu to a pikeman? Um, the only question is, do you have like the research? Do you have like the research of the pikeman already? Because if you don't have the research of the pikeman, especially the mercenary research, you're going to be missing like a lot. Like me for now, like look at me. This account is actually a pikeman main, but this is a martial pikeman main account. And I'm actually still kind of transitioning it, shifting it to the cavalry. As you can see, this is a pikeman main march for the first year, and I'm just transitioning it right now to the cabs. That's why, as you can see, there's only just a few levels of the cabs yet here. We still have like 0 here. So I'm still transitioning from the pikeman to calves main. So if you are going to switch, I think number one, the most important one to get are the research. So may it be research there on the mercenaries, because I think that's one of the most important thing. And also research here on your university. So if you do have those research, or it's almost close, maybe, yeah, you can actually go for the calves. Sorry, for the pikeman. But hear me out, because the pikeman will also have troubles with the swords. Okay, that's actually the thing there. You're also going to have a problem with swords, but you can use your lubu or your calves to actually counter off the swords, even though they are not their counter, but still they have the punch, especially the lubu users. You are welcome. Hey, Mr. Sneaky, welcome to the stream. Let's welcome, guys, Mr. Sneaky to the stream. Let's slap Mr. Sneaky. Slap, slap. We let's do some slaps for Mr. Sneaky. Welcome to the stream, brother. How are you doing? How's your week, huh? Huh? How's your week, bro? Thank you for answering the question. Yes, both are 100%. What is missing is gears. Oh, what is missing is gear for your pikeman? But you mean like the legendary gears in order for you to get like 3 stars of the equipment, something like that, or maybe rings, because they're, I think they can be considered gears too, you know. Did you like the introduction, Mr. Sneaky? That's how well of our royalty you are here on my channel, right, guys? You are like a regular here already. So Yolo said, does the Stellar Dynasty implement a, what's that? Fairer matchmaking in the future, or is it just fairy dust? I think now I understand. It's fairer. Do you mean like fairer, right? Yes, both rings and wares. Okay, so if you're going to switch and you don't have yet the rings, though, although I'm not going to say that it's expensive to actually build on the rings of the pikeman. I think the main priority, the only ring I think that you are going to have like that you're going to spend on first is actually the MOD, the Messenger of Destruction. That's actually the first thing that comes to my mind if you're going to do that. And also, I want to ask if you have already the heroes that is essential for the lineup, like let's say Cyrus, or maybe Barbarossa, Mansa Musa, some of the heroes, because it's hard to transition if you still don't. Maybe you have like if maybe it's if you can purchase it, it's available in the legendary what do you call that? Legendary something, wherein you can get the heroes old and new Well, actually, just the current, not the new, the current, which is Season 6 Heroes. Been good. Just finished the video for today, so be interesting to see how it does since might cover it on a new channel. You might cover it on a new channel, so you're going to create another channel. This is your fourth channel, if I'm not mistaken, right? But you're still doing your Godforge? Or you haven't made a video there for a while? Because I haven't really checked it out though. So I did want to do a video about Isabela because I already did have the graph. I already did have the reports. But I kind of miss the reports right now because it's been a few days and I don't think that it's still on my battle reports. But yeah, to be honest with you guys, the one thing that I did with Isabela is to really compare her with Theo. Although if I have the chance to actually use her in an archer march with Napoleon, maybe I think she will be better fitted there. And I know most of you guys or some of you guys have already like crowned her as another gathering hero. Like with Dido. Although Dido, well, she is really not that great. To be honest with you, unless you are using a martial swords, and honestly also another martial swords is actually Isabela, because she is both a martial sword and martial archer. But the thing that we have tested is actually just for swords with Ramesses, because well, if TJ is here, TJ actually did shared with me some information that actually makes sense on paper, but when we tested everything out, there's actually a little bit of discrepancy on everything that is available for Isabela. Maybe if there is no like reduction on the bonuses of the attributes, I think she would be perfect as a, well, for free to play or low spenders, because I think not everyone is going to get Confucius unless like there is a server wherein they're allowing everyone to get the MGE hero, because I think it's safe to say in our server we have like a free for all on the first, and then the others are controlled in a way, like top 175 are the only players that can actually get through it, or maybe you are active with contributions, with everything, and also, well, you are always participating on every event in the game. That is actually acceptable, so you can actually get your hands on the MGE hero, but you still do have to compete with the other players who also wants to get the hero. But well, with the leaks that have been roaming around, that there are actually like 26 to 50. It's actually you're going to get like only 5 pieces of the Confucius medal, so it will take you like 2 MGE heroes if you're number 50 or top 50 on the ranks. I will say it's not that bad if your points, or you didn't really spend on that much points, right? Like for example, on our server, for example, you didn't spend too much and you still landed at 50, and you still have something maybe on the next MGE to actually spend still to just get to that amount of ranks, or the rankings during the second MGE that you participated on, then you can get the 10 pieces of the Confucius hero medals. As long as the competition is not that let's say, let's not that maybe dominated by Krakens and whales, because let's be honest here, the first MGE after the mid-year event like this, which houses a lot of vouchers And well, this counts is going to be the hardest MGE of them all, because everyone has or every spender in the game has resources, has speed ups, has everything they need to win an MGE. And if you didn't spend that much, you're going to have a hard time in the first MGE. So for me, participating in the MGE, especially in times like this, I want to do it maybe third MGE, so that I could still have that, that edge, maybe, because some of them for sure have already spent their speed ups and other resources on the first or second MGE, and the third one they don't have that much, especially mid spenders like me. Well, yeah, that's also one thing that you have to consider if you're going to go for the MGE. Make sure you are not going to participate on the first one, especially on times like this, if you are a low spender or mid spender. But I do always say there are free-to-play players that have been so patient that they don't really use speed ups unless they really need it. And I know a few, and one of them actually is just a farmer on the server. I just want to share with you guys. And he was like, he won number one with 150 million points. And the only reason he wants to go for the MG this time around is to get Ramesses. And it's been like 5 seasons. I think it was last season. So it's 5 seasons, or not. I think this season, sorry. Because I think this season we get Ramesses, right? If I'm correct. Because I think we did have Ramesses this season in the MGE. But yeah, that's his only reason. He wants to get Ramesses again, and he is prepared. But he's a free-to-play player, a gatherer. He's not really that much participating on the fights and everything like that. That only shows you guys that there is nothing impossible in the MGE, right? Especially if there are repeating heroes in the MGE. That is the that is the proof that MGE or free-to-play players can win top 1 in the MGE, even against whales and krakens, bro. That's the proof right there. Okay, yes, I have all of them. 5-star Barbarossa, Cyrus almost 5-star, Mansa Musa on 3 stars. Oh yeah, okay, I think you can actually do it. But the first thing you need to do, as I said, you need to get the MOD. Maybe to just level 10 for now as a start. And then you can also get another damage ring, like the Ring of Boar. But I think there are better rings that you can use. And on Barbarossa, I think the Ring of Falcon actually is doing great for me. On Barbarossa, it's doing really great for me. And then another ring that you might want to invest on, or maybe you have already invested on, is the Tranquil Water ring. You can also use that on that march. So you have already 3 rings. You have the MOD, the Tranquil Water, and the Falcon ring. That will be a huge, huge advantage in the field if you can use it like that. So another one for the rings, or for the equipment or the gears that you were saying. Maybe you want to just do or aim for the build, the old build that I'm doing. It's like 2-1-2-1, which is 2 stars for your helmet, 1 star for your arms, 2 star for your armor, 1 star for your shoes or boots. You can also do that. Then eventually, slowly but surely after that, slowly upgrade first the shoes, because the shoes on the 2nd star will give you damage. Or if you want to be more tanky, you first upgrade the armors. But I think the damage part is still the first one you have to focus on, because you really want Cyrus to have that damage, because that march itself is actually tanky enough, and the only thing you need is actually damage. So I think leveling up your equipment or your boots first will actually do your lineup or give your lineup a better chance to be dominant. Oh. Okay, Mr. Sneaky says, I'll post on the 3rd channel. Yeah, I'm still doing 3rd channel? Wait, which one is that? The Mr. Sneaky Gaming? Is it? Is that it? Is that the Sneaky Gaming channel? Sorry, but I'm always checking out your page, your channel. So I think I know some of your other channels that you are linked on. Okay. I'm still doing good for. Okay, so Isabella is better than Zuglian for Napoleon March. Well, I want to answer that question, but I don't have the data right now. The only data that I have really is actually Ramesses with Isabella. So if you want to see the data, I could show you guys now. So we did a Ramesses with Isabella and Zugliang or Jugliang versus a Ramesses with Isabella. With Ramesses with Theo and Jugliang. And honestly speaking, the healing of Isabella is quite good. But there is a fact that you will lose the stats that you usually have for your Ramesses. And losing those stats, well, I found it a little bit, let's say, weak without those stats, even though you have already Juguliang. And yeah. Also, one thing to note is that the healing of Isabella is actually quite good because of Ramesses, especially if you have the tenacity, but without the tenacity, the healing really is cut into half. And another thing to note, if you want Isabella, because of the damage, you are not going to get the same damage. Like your Theo will have a better damage output for your Ramesses overall for that March than your Isabella. I just did try that March with Isabella because I want to also know for myself to gather the data for that one. But just give me a second and let me fire up the graphs so that I can show you guys how it looked on my side of things. But yeah, just give me a minute. Let me just get my troops in order here. Oh, so yeah, also this account, my alt account is now on THP. Another alliance on the server, so it's now separate from my main account, unlike before I am on the same alliance. So yeah, and well, I'm still adjusting. We are still adapting to the change in the server because especially the IC fights. I wanted to do the IC fights, but I think I overslept because the time of the IC. It's kind of like the time when I sleep or when I'm knocked out after a stream or a video that I published. So yeah, I kind of missed out the IC fights, and then I was asking what happened on the IC, and they said that it's already like arranged to give it to 12. But yeah, although it's allowed to actually fight during the IC if you have someone to fight with. And I was hoping, or maybe I was expecting to actually do fight because I want to have my merits to reach 100 million because that's another achievement. I'm actually near it, like 200 something K. I need like 220K merits more to actually get to 100 million merits. And also I need that extra level of what do you call this? The merits in the merit store. That extra level, so I'm at level 7. I want to be level 8 so that I can get the Carnelians. Not Carnelians, but Chalcedony? Chalcedony? Whatever the hell it's pronounced. But yeah, I want to get that. So that's the thing. I didn't manage to. I only need like 200 something on the merit so that I can 200k on the merit so that I can actually do get the Chalcedony and the other one that is available there in the merit store. But yeah, we didn't manage to do that. So yeah, wait, hang on, guys. After this, let me show you the graphs that we have. But this one is only for Isabela on Ramesses, and it's versus a Theo. So this will not really get the interest of the spenders for sure, because especially that your Isabela, or sorry, your Theo will be replaced already by Confucius. If you're using a Theo Zhuge in the March, it will be instantly replaced by Confucius already. So, but this can be used well in the early seasons, because I know that Isabela is going to be already available for earlier seasons, and I think it can be useful there. But for us, season 6, season 7, the current season, it's not really that great. But if you missed Theo and you're looking for a replacement on the earlier servers, you can use Isabela. Although you will need the ring of Serpent. 100% you need that ring. Without the ring of Serpent at least level 20, the damage output of Ramesses really isn't there. It's like there's a lot of damage missing in the stats. So the healings are great, the defense mechanism is great, the activations are great, but the damage output is not so great. So yeah, I think on the earlier seasons you can use Isabela, but let me just get some gatherers here. But you can use Isabela on gathering. And the only thing that I am still curious about is if Isabela can actually do the martial archers good. And maybe here on this account, I can try Isabela on the swords. But I cannot really upgrade Isabela because I don't have the stars. But we can use her to have, like, let's say 1 star. but the most important here is her 3rd star. You know. Thanks, brother. No problem. Could you also turn on the Korean translation function? Oh, I want to, but I don't know how to do it on a live stream. I don't know if they have it. But one thing is for sure, brother. I'm going to cut this video up if per section. I'm going to cut this live stream out per section so that we can translate it to a specific let's say language. Because I do want that, but I don't know how it would work on the live stream though. Because I think it's only applicable to the videos. But what I will do is I will cut this into sections wherein, for example, like we're going to do the Isabela test, or I'm going to show you the Isabela test, so that you can go on with it. But sorry, let me just show you guys. I think. Hang on. Where is my chart? Okay. Can you see the screen right now, guys? So here on the left, the setup 1 is for Isabela. Now the setup 2 here is for your Theo. You can see I only did 10 fights for both of them. And then I'm using Ramesses and Zhuge. On Zhuge, I don't have the Peaceful Haven. What I have is a War Tactics plus Borrowing of the Eastern Wind. And then on my Theo, your regular Healing, Immortal Army plus War Tactics. Then on your Isabela, I'm using Tenacity and Peaceful Haven. And then another thing, if you are going to ask the question about Peaceful Haven, if they're stuck or if they stuck, no, they don't. What they only do is they reset. So that's already confirmed. Just for those of you guys who still doesn't know the fact about the Peaceful Haven. So we have here on your screen right now, the left side is for Isabela, the right side is for your Theo. You can see here the first one, the first column or row. The first one here on the table is actually your setup duration, is the time, how long the battle actually happened. Then we have the damage, the healing, and the units left at the end. Now here we have the mean, right? Like the total of almost everything of this one. So we have here for the timing or the time for your Isabela. We have 32.8 seconds in total. And this is the total damage, like 1,281,990. So what we did is compute or get all the damage from all the heroes that is here. Like for example, Ram, Isabela, and also Zhugliang. So this is the total damage of those for the four heroes in the depot. And then these are the average healing, 17,382. This is the healing between Isabela and Zhugliang. And also these are the average remaining. The next one here is the average remaining. What do you call this? Average remaining troops. Sorry. My mouse is not showing. Let me just show some mouse pointer. Where's the mouse pointer? It should be showing right now. Like cursor, capture cursor. Yes, it's available. But do you see it, guys? Like this one here on the meme. Can you see it? Sorry. I'm not sure if you can see it, squad. But should be there on screen. Is Vlad still worth to invest on, or wait for Roland? Well, actually, to be honest, as I've said, I kinda like Vlad now that Roland is available. It's just on the test though, but I can still be wrong. Because you can also be tanky, like maybe you can replace Barbarossa straight up with Roland, but well, as I've said, we're going to miss a little bit of damage, just a little bit of damage. But if the question is, does it work? Yes, it's actually working fine, really. Just a little bit difference with just have a little bit difference with Vlad when it comes to damage output, but they're basically almost like identical, in my opinion. So yeah, let's get back to the graph here. So as you can see here on the second graph with your Theo, you can see the duration is only at 29.7 versus the average fight duration of your Isabela with 32.8. And don't worry about this one, Isabela is not 1 star here. Isabela is like 4 stars, but I haven't really maxed her out. The only difference though when you max out your Isabela is 10% damage reduction. 10% damage reduction, that's the only difference. And here, as you can see, our damage is only at 127,781, and the healing is a little bit low with 12,561. But the troop capacity remaining is 151,541. So based on the stats here, you can see with our Theo, we did less time. It means that we dealt damage more during the span of the fight. And because of those damages that we have dealt, we have less healing. Because some fights are ended up abruptly. Like our quickest fight was at around 24 seconds only with your Theo. And then the fastest or quickest fight with your Isabela is actually at 29 seconds. And then your best healing for your Theo, I think, has longer battles, like around 35 minutes. No, 31 seconds. Here we have like 15,911. That's actually the best healing with your Theo. And then the best healing with your Isabela is actually at around 22,471. You may think of this like your Isabela has better healing. As I've said, this is 36 seconds. So the longer you are in the battlefield, the longer or the higher your healing goes. Because I have confirmed also with the devs, or sorry, with the devs, not with the devs, but rather with support, that your healing actually can only heal max half of what damage you have taken already. So the longer the fights, that's actually where your healing will actually be useful, because you will heal more if you are like in the end of the fights. And if you have more life, you won't have that much healing. Like for example, you were damaged by 10,000 right off the bat. The only healing that you can do at max is 5,000. And then when you are cut off again by 10,000, you will heal now for 10 for 10,000, including 5,000 now and then 5,000 on the early fight. So that's actually how it works. And you can actually see this sometimes when you are fighting a Cyrus that heals that much, especially when Barbarossa activates her or his signature skill every second of like it's like 100 per second. Sorry, 1,000 total of 1,000% of healing. So you can actually see how this actually works. And with the healing here, the longer the fight, the longer the many or the amount of healing will even be higher. So the faster the fight is, the lower the healing. But based on this one, of course, as I've said, the healing may have like 5k difference on it, but the fight itself was at around, let's say, 3 seconds in difference. But the troops that you can actually save up is like 4k in difference because of that one. So there is a damage factor in there that is quite important really. But imagine if your Isabela that we have now is in the Napoleon March. I'm not sure that it will still performs on how it performs, because her problem is, number one, she doesn't have any skill bonuses. Like your, let me just show you this one. Hang on. Your Isabela, where is Isabela? Your Isabela here doesn't have a attributes scaling when it comes to her skills. The only attribute scaling here that you can see is actually your tenacity, wherein you have an armor bonus, but her other skills doesn't have an armor. No, sorry, not an armor bonus, but rather a strategy, or sorry, attributes bonus, like your strategy, your might, or your armor. As you can see from her skills, there is no strategy bonus, might bonus, whatever bonus it is. You cannot see those. So honestly speaking, those are very, very important to the progression of the heroes, because as you give your hero stats, you will always have extra percentage when it comes to your skills. Like for example here, let me transition to my main account. Hang on, give me a minute. So that you can see it for yourselves, because we are almost at 4 stars there. So it's going to be better to explain that way. But anyway, let me just check up on your chats, guys. Okay, next one is, hello, is Mehmed good for Miyamoto lineup? Well, I won't say he is better than the other healers, but he is also viable there. The only problem is that there is a little bit better lineup to have than Mehmed, but if you wanna be tanky, I think Mehmed can actually do that. But for example, you are using let me just give you a scenario. You are using a Miyamoto, for example. Miyamoto, Mehmed, and Tribuana. That is a bad pairing, just for me. If you're going to ask me, that is a bad pairing. Why? Because who else will receive your Miyamoto's bonus skill? He has this bonus skill on his, I think, signature skill, wherein you will have like a 30% maybe of extra damage. Plus, there is also a 40 or 50% extra active skill activation, signature active skill activation that your Miyamoto can actually provide. Now, if you're going to use a Mehmed with a Tribuana and a Miyamoto, you will really not have a use for the bonuses of Miyamoto in that case, because both your Tribuana and your Mehmed, I think, have passive signature skills. So, the only other healer that I think can benefit from the activation chances of the skills of Miyamoto is actually Constantine. But as I've said, Constantine is not available for everyone, so there's that fact also. And yeah, I think you need to consider that one though. Let's switch to our main. So for me, Mehmed is okay there in the March, but you have to have like at least Lagertha. At least Lagertha. At least Lagertha. You can do like Miyamoto, Mehmed, Lagertha, and that will work fine because you can boost your Lagertha's damage and activation through Miyamoto. And then you can be tanky because of Mehmed. Hi, what about sorry. Is he only worth the archer lineup? You mean like Mehmed? No, as I've said, he can be used, but like this one, like if you have like a Lagertha, you can use a Miyamoto, Mehmed, Lagertha. That can actually work also. It will be a tanky march, and also you will have the activations there. Sorry. And also you can do or your Lagertha can benefit from Miyamoto signature skills bonuses for the activation and the damage, while you have your Mehmed as your go-to healer, support, and sustain. So that will work. But if you have two passive heroes in your march with a Miyamoto, there is a lot of potential that you are going to really miss. Okay, I think we are good now here on our main account. Wait, let me just... Okay. Alright. Okay. So here, let me just check the... Okay. So let me show you Isabela. So I already removed though the skill levels of Isabela because I kinda need it. But my Theo still has the skill, so as you can see here, your Isabela. We almost did 5-star Isabela though. If you guys want me to 5-star Isabela, you can fill up our goal. If we meet our goal today, I'm going to 5-star Isabela on stream. And then I'm going to test her on stream also with Ramesses. If we get that that goal. So yeah. But anyway, let me just show you this one. So here, as you can see, the skills of Isabela doesn't have that, as I've said, scaling when it comes to the bonuses. She doesn't have that scaling. And that's pretty unfortunate for Isabela, only if she does have at least, even not in the recovery, but at least in the extra damage. at least in the extra damage, to have at least more damage for your heroes. If only she has that, it would be a different scenario. It would be a different conversations or discussions, because that is going to have a huge impact when it comes to the damage, especially here. If there is like a bonus, strategy bonus, might bonus, whatever bonus it is, even if it's armor bonus, it's going to be relevant. So yeah, the only skill that she has a scaling, an attribute scaling, is actually the tenacity with the armor bonus. Good eve, Tito. Okay. Yeah. No problem, Lori. You're welcome. You're welcome. Good eve, Tito. About Gilgamesh, is he replacing Cyrus in the lineup? Gilgamesh is going to be available in, like, let's say 3 months, 4 months still. 4 months, I think. If that's the case, because we're not sure if he's going to be available in season 8. Maybe he will be available in season 9, so that's another 3 to 4 months. So right now we don't know. Until we test something out, I cannot say bluntly or straight up that it will be a replacement for Cyrus. But if you have seen the text or the the errors on the video last time that I showed you, it shows the word Gilgamesh. So maybe he will in the future, but right now I cannot say 100% yes. Like for example, your William Marshall that is supposed to come this season, but maybe next season he will come. And we still don't have that much information to really use as a reference for this build of Gilgamesh on the march, or William Marshall on the march of Lubu, if Lubu is going to be removed or substituted with William Marshall. So unless we have that information, I won't really talk about it. But I will not say also that he will not be replaced. But the only thing that I can say right now is that as long as you have, for example, you have invested on a Cyrus for a while now and you're still using a Cyrus, imagine using him from season 4 to the current season, which is season 7, let's say, until season 7. That is pure gold. All the investments that you have made on your Cyrus for sure have already do you good, and maybe those were worth it. So for me, it's worth it. Even I have a lot of heroes that are 5 stars that I have invested on that I am not using right now. That sometimes there are heroes there that I do see as worth, but there are also other heroes there that I kind of regretted getting, you know. Is Isabela? Oh, sorry. Sorry, let me just see some other questions. What about Mansa Musa? Goodbye, Pikeman. Season 3? Mansa Musa? Yeah. Mansa Musa is good for Pikeman, because until now we're using Mansa Musa, season 6 already. And going to season 7, he can still be a good hero. You can actually opt out on Vlad if that's your case, if you want to be more tanky. Then Mansa Musa still. But for me, if you are for example, a Pikeman user, it's better to have unlocked a hero that is on your class. Like for example, Vlad in the Pikeman, but you don't really want to use Vlad. Just unlock the hero, and one, or maybe there are going to be times like your Freddy Barbarossa that they're going to fall out of the meta, and then they're going to have a resurgence again, like your Barbarossa. So when Boudica and Mansa Musa were available for your Richard, what happened? Your Barbarossa was out of the meta. But when Cyrus came, Boudica is now the one out of the meta. Now imagine that. That is actually what I was saying, or I'm saying right now to you guys, is to have at least unlock the hero, because there is a potential in the future that you're going to use that specific hero in a march. And I know that there are other events like your conscriptions, like your legendary events wherein you can purchase heroes from the past or previous seasons, but still having that hero on your pocket for at least a to save him up or maybe use in the future is actually a huge deal. That's actually what I'm doing. That's why I always unlock heroes that I don't even need. As long as I have the heroes, I can actually have an access to them anytime I want. Or maybe if there are going to be changes in the meta, especially now, if you're going to think of it, you guys, why is the game giving us a lot of heroes? Especially the older players, I mean the veterans like us. We have an event for those of you guys who have watched the previous video. We have an event right now that is giving us a lot of hero. They're giving us heroes from previous season. They're giving us back Napoleon. They're giving us new heroes for season 7. That is so much to to think about. So I think the game is progressing to a future or to a, like, let's say, a gameplay wherein every one of the players or of each players can build a march that is way unique than the other players, especially if we are going to go to the next season, let's say season 8, season 9. There's going to be more and more and more heroes. So in these kinds of games, there will be times that some of those heroes, like what we have now, has the attributes and scaling of attributes that is almost the same, but they have different functions for the heroes. So there will come a time that there will be a unique build for a specific player, which is good for him, and then the equipment, the rings, everything, even the mounts and the adornments will actually help or be better on that specific march that he has than having a standard march. That can actually happen now because we have a lot of hero pool that we can choose from. And honestly speaking, having that privilege will actually do the game good because for example, there are free-to-play players right now, like some of the ones I know that are using, for example, Sun Tzu, which has a good attribute scaling already, but Ram is still better. Although he can kill some Rams, he can kill some Cyruses, some Miyamotos that are actually spending in the game. You know why? Because as a free-to-play player, he knows how to save up those resources. Now, he knows also to only focus on that march. And the only thing he does is to upgrade the heroes. For example, in Season 1, he has Sun Tzu, he has Theodora, he has Philip. Season 2, he changed that. Of course, with the arrival of Charlemagne, so he removed Philip, he put in Charlemagne. When Zhuge arrived, he removed now Theo or Charlemagne. I kind of forgot which one he removed, but he benched one of those heroes and then he just put in Zhuge. So that's actually how you should be playing this game as a free-to-play player or even a low spender. That will actually do you good. Focusing on one march, you can do a lot of thing or damage for a free-to-play player against a spender that's spending a few thousands to, let's say, 10,000 sometimes, that you can even have a fair fight against those players. And I even experienced this because I think I fought him once and I'm using though a Miyamoto and I am a spender and he is a low spender. I mean, he is a, let's say, he's purchasing the battle pass Kingdom Sword. That's the only thing he's purchasing every month. That's the only thing. And I do also purchase that one, but I do other purchases in the game when I have the financial gain. If I have the money, and I think that the bundles are good, so that's the gain there. But still, I lose to his Sun Tzu because his rings are very optimized, his equipments are optimized, even the gems are optimized. And although in the arena he's going to fall off because he only have like one march. He doesn't have any gems for his other heroes. His other troops in the arena are freaking gathering heroes. And what do you think of that? You're going to... He's actually always losing in the arena. And also in the Apex Championship, he can't even make it to top 16, top 20. But the good thing, the best part about his march is actually it is so optimized that he can pair up with spenders. That is actually the benefit of having one march. There's also the benefit of having two marches. Like, for example, you have a Lubu. The best partner for a Lubu, in my opinion, in my honest and I think honest and maybe veteran opinion, is to have your Lubu paired up with a swordsman. And the best swordsman to pair up your Lubu with are strategic swords. You know why? Because you're going to have strategy gems, one thing or another. And it's not because you choose or you chose to have strategic gems. No, it's because the game will give you random gem chests. And those gem chests, like your strategy gems, or will give you strategy gems that you're not going to use if you're a Lubu, right? And now, since you are a Sun Tzu user, if you are a Sun Tzu user, so that is a tactician, and you need a strategy gem. Another one is you have active gems. So the point that I'm making is you have two different march with two different gem builds. So you can optimize the use of your gems. All your mights go to Lubu, all your strategy gems go to Sun Tzu, and they complement each other. They are cavalry and swords. The weakness of your Lubu are pikemen. What is the weakness of pikemen? Your swords. So you can kill off the weakness of your Lubu anytime on the field. If, for example, you run those two marches in the field, you will do good because you can counter your other swordsman with your Lubu. Because Lubu is really good also against swordsman because of the critical. And then you can also fend up pikemen with a Sun Tzu. A Cyrus is going to have a hard time in the field because one of their weakness are tactician swords rather than your might users, because your Cyruses have a huge might damage reduction. That is actually what others are not aware of. So if you can actually observe it in the field, your Cyruses have a better fights, or maybe let's say stays longer in the field versus a Miyamoto rather than versus a Ramesses. Because once a Ramesses is present on the field, or Sun Tzu is present on the field, your Cyruses are going to struggle. That's the reality. If you can observe it, you can observe it for yourself and get back to me. So I think that is one tip that I can do for your for the new players in the game. And if it did you good or something like that, maybe you want to be a member of the channel, you can have a lot of stuff. I mean, like, I think the first and only thing now that I can actually give you as an assurance if you want to be a member to the channel is the one-on-one coaching. So I always do respond to the messages as long as you do it on my Facebook account. Just message me on Facebook. I will give you all the information that you need, all my the opinions, maybe suggestion, recommendation, or whatever you need. I will be there for you. But anyway, let's get back to Isabela. So yes, the only thing that I think I'm missing with Isabela is testing her with swords, number one, and testing her with Napoleon. That's the only thing that I think I'm missing. But based on the skills of your Isabela, well, this one actually activated a lot. Let me just check my battle report. I think it was 2 days ago. It's not a common tribe. Is it 2 days ago? let me just check with a friend. How long was that? Uh, let's try to retrieve the informations. It's 23. It's 3 days ago. It's on the 23rd of April. 23rd? Where is the 23rd? Here? Here? I think it's this one. Is it this one? Yeah, I think it's this one. Okay, so here it is. We have Isabela here. I think you're going to have fun here. Okay. So here we have Isabela. Although my Isabela here is only at 3 stars though, but still, the only thing that actually we're missing is just the damage reduction, 10% damage reduction. Here. Okay. So I do have this build. I don't think this is the build that I made. Wait, hang on. I think this is a Theo plus. Oh, okay. If you're interested also in this one, we have a Theo and an Isabela on the same March. I also tested it. I didn't know. I kind of forgot. Okay. So you can see here the healing of your Isabela. Look at this. So the healing of your Theo is only at 600 here. Although the damage is quite a bit, like 13k. Although the healing of your Isabela is actually at almost 7-1 or something, 7-2. So you can see also the activation of your healings for your Isabela. It's because of your Ramesses. That's actually how it works. So I think this was a 40 seconds fight, so it's really off our charts. If you haven't seen the graphs that we have shown earlier, the winner there is actually Theo. But I just want to show you guys what if you have both Theo and Isabela on the march. The activations are there. Even the healings are there. Here, as you can see, the activations is 11. That is like, let's say you will always have a 20% damage reduction because it's always activated. That's the assurance there. The damage though is 282 for 40 seconds. That's quite too long though. That's quite too long. Okay, wait, hang on, sorry. The chats have piled up on. Okay, what about Miyamoto Lagertha and Yodit? Miyamoto Lagertha and Yodit? It will work, I think. Yeah, it will work. But you must make sure that your Lagertha here is like the well, like the sustain, because she can heal. But since you have Yodit, yeah, well, which lineup are we comparing this one with? Miyamoto Lagertha and Yodit versus what lineup? So that I can give you my answer on which, if it's good. Because it depends on the lineup. Alright, thanks, man. No problem, bro. About Gilgamesh replacing Cyrus, so I think I already answered this one. What about Mansa Musa? Oh, I think I already answered that one also. Calendar of events. Sorry, guys. Calendar. So we have right now the end of the prologue of Dynasty. Then we have still Empire Bounty Carnival for tomorrow. That's the last day. And the first day of our Stellar Dynasty, I think, is tomorrow also. Then we have Rainbow Current now. Last day. We can gift until tomorrow. Gold Rush. So we have the Mightiest Governor event starting tomorrow. And you can already see Confucius here. So are you ready for Confucius? What else can we have here? What else can we have, do you think? Because I'm sure that Confucius is not the only one going to be available here. I think William Marshall, sorry, not William Marshall, but William and the other governors from the other previous MGE is going to be here. So the last one we had was Ramesses. I think Season 4 houses Elizabeth. I think it's Elizabeth. Season 4? I'm not sure, but I think Season 4 has Elizabeth on the MGE. Oh, if not Elizabeth, QSH. Only those two. QSH or Elizabeth. Sorry, or Elizabeth. That's the one that's going to be available together with Confucius plus the other MGE heroes. That is, well, prior or previous than your Elizabeth or QSH. I kind of forgot which one is which on which of them was really the one earlier or released earlier than the other. Then we have Golden Expedition. So you have now the Dynasty contributions available for your Golden Expedition. Starpool Vein also is going to start, and yeah, I think this is actually, I think, the start of another Starful Vein. Like, it will reset now. I think you're going to start again from the beginning of the Starful Vein, so that's what I think here. Then we have World. No, that's not really important. What's the other one? Falling Frontier. Yeah, no, not really. So yeah, I think the major things or events are these three. And I'm sure that tomorrow we will see the Stellar Dynasty, because that is actually the start of Stellar Glory also. When the Mightiest Governor starts after each of the final or the end of the previous Stellar Glory, we have these events at the start of the Stellar Glory on the next one. So I think it's safe to say that they're going to launch also Stellar Dynasty here. But you cannot really see it here, but it will be there. That's what I think. Okay, so what's next? um, is Isabela will be better than Confucius in the Ramesses March? No, no, no. That's the answer. No. Another one is saw your content on Elcid Eleanor Robin Hood March. Oh, is that the most recent one? That's actually the suggestion of the devs though, or of the game, sorry. Hopefully you could follow up on that, as it seems short and abrupt. Elizabeth, sorry, Eleanor. I think I don't know if I can actually have a video on that right away, but I'll look for someone, or maybe the previous player, one of our friends that have the Elcid March. If they're going to get Eleanor, I can better give you an info about that one. But yeah, once I have that information, I'm going to upload it right away. I'm scared to invest on Cyrus to 5-star right now if Gilgamesh will replace. What season are you on, Benz? What season are you on? Because if you are on the season where Cyrus is just going to be introduced, I think it's safe to say you can actually max him out if you want. Because he is, I'm going to be straight with this one, he is actually a worth it hero, and you're going to use him for a long time. For example, that is just season 4, I think, or season 5. So you're going to use him for months. And if you don't have Cyrus, what are you going to use for months for your pikeman? Richard? You're going to experience a lot more difference if you have a Cyrus rather than Richard. And this is coming from a pikeman user in the previous seasons. Let me just show you guys. Okay, so for those of you guys who are not aware, because I'm a swords main now, but previously I was a cavalry and pikeman main back in the days. So I have Richard, I have Boudica, I have Leonidas, and these are all maxed out, right? The few, only the, like, let's say a few, the limited months, sorry, the limited months that I have them on my arsenal, I think is worth it, because I have experienced a lot of memories with this, a lot of good fights, a lot of, fights that I could have lost if I don't have the investments on them. Even though right now, I think Leonidas is one of my regrets. But still, during those times, this is actually what the build is. This is actually what is dominating during those times, and it was really really good. Even against swords and everything like that, they can deal a lot of damage, a lot of points, a lot of merits. It's pretty good. But since the arrival of Cyrus, well, a lot of heroes has been removed. Also, the first one to actually go was Leonidas, and he was replaced by Mansa Musa, right? So this was the build for season 3 when Mansa Musa came. Now, since Cyrus came, the problem was you now have a, like, let's say, a decision to make if you want a Boudica here. But the thing is, Boudica is really not good in this March. It was really really weak. Like, it's not even doing a lot of damage to actually compensate for the healing that your Barbarossa can actually do. Now, that is the power of what I've said. Unlocking a hero uh, in the previous season, and then maybe they will be out of meta right now. But in the future, like your Barbarossa, he can turn the tides, right? Like, he rose from the literally like the dead part of the game, and he was way better in this March than your Boudica. So he was meta, and that is from season 4 something until right now, and I'm sure until season 7. So that is like, let's say, 4 seasons to be exact, and 4 seasons is like 1 year. That is 1 year. We have used this March for almost 1 year. That is how long it is. That's how long this March actually lasts. And even if you're going to tell me that Vlad is better here, if as you can see, I didn't even max out Vlad because I was underwhelmed in this March. And I like Barbarossa more. So I have this March for a long time. And that's coming from a Richard user with a Leonidas and a Boudica for almost like 6 months, I think, before they are replaced. So that's actually what I'm saying. The investments are going to be there, but for Cyrus, I'm sure, I assure you, you will not regret any investments you did on your Cyrus, unless you don't have the exact march of Cyrus, Barbarossa, and Mansa Musa, or maybe Cyrus, Vlad, and Mansa Musa. That's actually the next big thing. But when Roland comes, and you don't have, like, let's say, Vlad, or you can actually just use Roland there with Mansa Musa and Cyrus, and it's going to be also a great march. That's what I'm saying. Your Cyrus is like your Miyamoto. He is worth every penny. And Miyamoto, for me, honestly speaking, every penny that I have spent on my Miyamoto from season 1 is well worth it. The only hero that I think is not that much worth it for me, but not also regrettable, is actually Constantine. Sorry. So I have also Constantine, but my build in season 1 for my swords are actually this, because season 1 you can get this. This is, I build this as a tank march, because I sorry, not Scipio, but rather Constantine. Okay. So this is my build, and my build here is a tank march, wherein you can last in the field for so long that you will achieve or you will receive a lot of points and a lot of kills because you are so tanky, and then your Miyamoto is really doing a lot of damage also, even if this is the build. But this is a tank build though. It kind of changed when season 2 comes, when you have your where is she? Your Yodit. So yeah, my Yodit is also 5-star, but I kinda reset her because I need the tomes, if you know what I mean. Because it's hard to level up level 140 and above. You need tomes. You need tomes. So yeah. I mean, like, your investments are like who defines your accounts. But I will be like prank with this one, because there will always be another hero that is going to be better than what you currently have. The main advice that I can give you is, if you heard from someone like me or other content creators that this hero is worth the investment, especially if those content creators like me, Mr. Sneaky, Sig, or the others actually did say that this is worth the investment. I think you should give it a chance. Like, I'm going to tell you now, Cyrus is one of the most worthy investment that I have ever made. Even though they are not my main march right now, they are still doing a lot of damage on the field, and they are really tanking a lot of other heroes in the field, giving me an option or a second march that I can actually rely on, even though I don't have investments on them when it comes to the gems. I only have like mediocre gems on them, and then let's say mediocre mounts and adornments that isn't even at level 2. They still give me a lot of value, and that means that's saying a lot for a Cyrus. So for me, Cyrus is worth every investments that you can actually give. Okay, let's have another one. Julius, Oda, and Isabella, a good hero on rally. Oh, another one that your Isabella can actually be good on is the rally for your swords. Yeah, that is actually one of the things that I'm going to do on the next rallies when I have the rallies, because I'm a swords main, and Isabella is also a swords, and I have my martials, but I don't have that much levels on my other anymore. But as you can see, I have QSH if I need to. So next rally, what I'm going to do is this one plus this guy right here. I think Nobunaga. Is it Nobunaga, the skill damage and everything? Oh yeah, I think it's Nobunaga. I think this is going to be the hero. I'm not sure. Wait, hang on. Is it Nobunaga that I was thinking of? Or because if it's Oda, look at this. If it's Oda, what you're going to have is recovery again and reduction of damage. Okay, that's true. You will have, but you don't have damage output. Your Julius will not have that much damage. You don't need another healer. What you need is a damage. What you need is another a secondary damage. Maybe you can if you have QSH. But it's hard, you know. I think Toyotomi. It depends actually on the skill. This one stands damage. Is it Toyotomi that I have seen? That's pretty good. I think it's Toyotomi. Because he will boost the damage of your, and also he has damage increase plus Pyrrhus. I think it's Toyotomi. Although the thing here is that your Julius is a, well, turn-based skill hero, right? Like, I think your Toyotomi is going to be the commander here. That's an experiment I'm going to do on the rallies next time, because I can actually level up Toyotomi and the other heroes though. But that's another project for the next time. But I think these three here are going to be my project for a rally, because I'm also going to test Pyrrhus in the rally. So since we have Isabella, which I think is something that is missing on the martial swords also, I think we need to try her out for that march. So yeah, that's another project, but I'm going to do that. That's another content. Yes. Gets okay. Gets out. Okay. So those heroes, as I've said, I think Isabella is going to be good if placed on a good march or on the right march, because there is always a good march, but there is always a right march. Next one we have. Is it time to invest in archers now? I will not say it's time to invest on archers, but I would rather say that the archers do have a good potential this time around. We are on the era, no pun intended, or on the stage or age of the game, another no pun intended there, wherein even the archers are actually doing good in the field, even if there are cavalry heroes. because there are a lot of other things that you can do rather than just walk out in the field. You can port near fight, or near, or your archers can be really good in a rally, because I have tested it. It is also viable in the rally. It's also doing good in the rally, especially if the rally has a lot of swords. Your main focus there to attack are swords, right? But still, you are going to be attacked by Lubus once there are no other archers there. But still, as long as you made your lineup good, like you have the Arslan on the warriors, and I think the only thing missing for the archers are actually a tanky hero, and I think Confucius will change that. Confucius will change that. Because Confucius is also in the archers, and also Jugilayang is also with the archers. And I think Suleiman is going to be way better now than before because of the healing. You just need to have a better defense mechanism for Lubus. And also another fact that I want to give you guys is, if you are up against a Lubu March, the first thing you want to build for your archers are armor. Number one, armor. Okay? Because armor are good against might damage. You will have a lot of might damage reduction with armor. Number two is, if you have a like for example in the Confucius March, if you think of it, you instead want an all attributes gems for your other heroes, and then for example you have Suleiman, use your strategy gems on Suleiman. On your other two heroes, use either armor gems or all attribute gems. So for Sugliang, I think all attributes gems, so that still you can get the strategy. But I have tested this one out. Up against a Lubu, I kinda build like multiple armor gems, and I took less damage. Also, I did use some defense gems plus defense gems on the hero helm, and it also do me well in the battle. And then another thing you can do is gems, rings. Sorry, it's either tranquil water, badger, which also helps against Lubus, which is really good. And then also, of course, your mounts or horses should have like a defense against those type of damages, like burst damages, especially on the few seconds of the fight. That is where you will thrive, is when you activated that signature skill of Suleiman. So you need to be tanky in the first few seconds. So you need like let's say multiple resistance. I'm not saying three, but at least two resistance. So I think you just need to itemize in order for you to be better in the field. Especially now, if you have Confucius there and Jugilayang, as I've said, you will be tanky. You just need those other equipment, rings, or items that will make you even tankier. So yeah, I think it's going to be viable in the field now for archers. But I'm not going to say that it's always 100% good that you have an archer on the field, though. I'm not saying it's 100%. But what I'm sure of is that there are going to be a lot also of swords and the pikeman. And if you're a strategy archer or tactician archer, you are going to blow some of those instantly with your archer march, especially Napoleon. Napoleon has a build that is a burst damage build that I have shown on our video if you want to check it out. So yeah, I think archers are going to be viable, especially in the coming future. There's also one archer that's coming, I think, if you already know, that is like a support tank archer, and I think it's really really good, based on what I saw from the description of the skills. But this is not official, so I won't really mention it anymore. But anyway, yeah, the future is bright for archers. Let me just tell you that the future is bright for the archers. Ring reset before. Yeah. What if they do give the ring reset, right? Like, if since they're going to also introduce new rings, I think there will be a time wherein they will introduce a one-time ring reset. And I'm sure there will come a time that a ring reset will be introduced in the game, but it's like a rare event. A rare event. For example, like the hero reset right now, there will come a time that they will have or they will introduce a ring reset. I'm just not sure when, but there will come a time. For F2 philo spenders, you have no reason to have more than one march. That is true. That is true. That is actually the norm. You can actually say it that way, but yeah, that's true. Ultimate test of delayed gratification. How is your era doing? Any fighting or no? Nothing really. We're actually organized in our era right now. We are. I think it's safe to say that all of us from this era is excited what is in store for us for the Stellar Dynasty. Like looking forward to the fights that will happen on the KBKs rather than the fights that's going to happen um in the in the server in the eras. So yeah, I'm actually glad that it was like a democratic arrangement when it comes to the politics here on the server, because honestly speaking, there are a lot of free to play players here, and on the other servers also they said that they have free to play players, and they really don't want to spend their troops all for the free to play for their free to play players. So we're just really gunning for the KVKs. And I think if you haven't seen it yet, we are on the top 20s, I think. Wherein our era is actually going to be so competitive there. Or sorry, the competition is going to be tight there. So I think it's only logical that we have skipped the civil wars or any fighting in the era. And I think that should have been everyone's like decision. And I don't know for other eras if there had been any civil war right now going on, but for me, you should have just worked it out in the most old-fashioned democratic way, and it will do you good. To be honest, because it's hard to fight other servers in the KBK if your own server is dysfunctional. Okay, another one. Second March will kill your optimization regarding hero stars if you are F2P low spenders. That is true. You will be hard to pass on to collect universal medals and coins and then new heroes. That is also true. I side with you, Rexter. That is 100% what the free-to-play player should do, is to have focused on one march. And if they have, as I've said, an extra, make sure that their second march is a counter to their counter to their main march. So for example, you're a Glubu, your counter is Pikeman, then your second march should be a Swords. So it's easier for you to actually fend off or fight against those counters. Is it good to rush Citadel 30? Okay. So there is actually an advantage if you do rush your Citadel to level 30. And yeah, I think it's safe to say it can be rushed as long as you will not miss key essential researches and buildings for your main troops. So it's not bad to rush the Citadel level 30, okay? The only thing you have to consider is you make sure that you have enough levels on your research for your troops, especially your main march. That's your primary goal. And then, yeah, I think that's the only thing you need to consider. I'm your See, I'm in your season. Cyrus is 3 stars. Should I 5-star him? Well, are you a pikeman main, Sasuke? Sasuke, are you a pikeman main? Because Itachi is coming. Huh? But anyway, is there a solid King Arthur killer? There is no such thing as a solid King Arthur killer, because if there is, the game will eventually close, because the spenders, the krakens, will actually what do you call this? Will actually complain because they spent a lot of money to get a King Arthur. If there is a direct counter to a King Arthur, the game will have a trouble with their krakens. Now, if there is something you can do with an Arthur, that's the phrase. Is there something you can do against an Arthur? That's the phrase. Yes, there is, but you need to counter him with an archer, number one, and make sure that archer is really strong, like a Suleiman. Why is Suleiman my best bet versus a Ramesses against a King Arthur? It's actually the incapacitation state. That's why I'm really excited for SL St. Louis, because if you have an SL, may it be pikeman, may it be archer. You know why I'm excited for SL? Because if you have seen the video on how his skills work, the 3 huge tornadoes of his skill can actually hit 3 heroes, which is, if you hit a King Arthur and he is incapacitated, which is, there is no dispel, I think, on King Arthur. When he is when he is incapacitated, he cannot hit for 3 seconds. That's why if you don't have yet the SL, and if you really want to have a counter for a King Arthur, Suleiman March with a Confucius who is coming, plus a Jugiliang, plus you have the Ring of Everflame Wing Rings, and then really good, let's say, other damage rings and sustain rings, plus good equipment and gems. You can kill a King Arthur as fast as, let's say, 20-30 seconds tops. That is an assurance. Even though if they are critting like crazy, you can actually counter that, because it's 30% right off the bat that they are countering you, or that you are countering him, sorry. So that is like my best bet, and I have seen that one already. If you don't know it yet, there are krakens using a Suleiman, and they are using the exact same mechanics that I am telling you guys. They are doing the exact same mechanics. What they're doing is they're using the Suleiman to actually control the King Arthur because of the incapacitation state. And then when their King Arthur is incapacitated, the opponent's King Arthur is incapacitated, that's going to be problematic for the other Krakens that they are fighting with. Because, for example, I'm a Kraken, I have a King Arthur also, plus I have a Suleiman, and then I incapacitated this King Arthur, and he doesn't have anything to counter my King Arthur. Now he is going to have to be in trouble, because he cannot really do that much on the field. So that's actually the power of Suleiman. And I know a lot of players are actually missing out on him. And this is proven fact. If you have noticed some Krakens with a Suleiman, just give me a nudge. Give me a nudge. Because it's actually my best bet against a King Arthur. To counter him is to incapacitate him. Where is my... What am I doing now? I'm kind of lost with the game because I'm explaining, but yeah. I hope you are getting some good informations out of my mouth though, because I'm just chilling here. So for those of you guys who are here on the channel right now, just hanging out and checking on the chat, maybe asking some questions, please do. Please don't forget to give us like. I think that's the only request that I want to do or to give you guys, is to please don't forget to like the video, and then if you can share it with your friends or alliances, I would be so glad and I will be really in depth with you guys. But anyway, if you have questions, I will try to answer them as let's say accurate and wholeheartedly honest as I can, because I think that's the only thing I can right now. And yeah, anyway, let's move on. Is there a solid King Arthur? Oh, sorry, I think we have already passed that. Yes, making Cyrus a 5-star is a very good decision. I will try and get Isabela in Pyrrhus or Mrs. March. Don't get your Isabela on Pyrrhus or Pyrrhus. Sorry, Pyrrhus. Your Isabela is not fit for your Pyrrhus. If she cannot make Ramesses good, she cannot make your Pyrrhus good. Because she doesn't have that much extra damage, number one. She doesn't have that much to really offer your Pyrrhus. She was good with Ramesses in our tests. If you are late on this stream, just kindly rewind or move to the portion wherein I showed the graphs between between having what's this, Isabela and Theodora. So we have a graph about that one, so maybe you wanna just check it out. Rams is coming to our server next week. So you're going to so you're right now in season 2, okay? And what is the initial hero lineup for him? I think we are entering season 3. Also, I think it's safe to say that your lineup that you have for your Ramesses is Ramesses, Charlemagne available since it's season 2. You have your Charlemagne in season 2. And then Theo. Those are the only heroes that's going to be available for your Ramesses in season 2. So, Ramesses, Theo, and Charlemagne. Or Ramesses, Charlemagne, and Theo. In that specific order. Maybe? Yeah. Okay, next one. Are you Philippine? Yes, I am Philippine. I am Pinoy. Your accent is like Pinoy. Yes, I am. Do I have a bad accent, you guys? What do you think? Do I have a bad accent? And if I do, I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, this is what the Lord gave me. My good looks and my accent.
No matter where we go, even through the desert and the Red Sea.
Did you know, fun fact, that if Mr. Sneak is still here, I think he can attest to this, that I was shocked the first time I saw Confucius like against a Ramesses. You know why? I think he is also going to be a very good hero against a Ramesses, because the more hits of damage he receives from the commander or from the heroes from the opponent, the much more healing activations he can actually do. And with that, you will have more activations of your Peaceful Haven. And I was shocked the first time Mr. Sneak and I fought, because he has like Pyrrhus and I have Ramesses, and the activation chance or the activated skills for your PH or Peaceful Haven, he actually activated it for 43 seconds, 43 times, and I only activated it like for 20 times, and that is saying a lot. That is a huge difference, really, because the fight was like 1 minute and 30 seconds, and in that 1 minute and 30 seconds, I activated like 20 times. So I'm not sure if I did hit the mark for every second that I have the PH though, but I'm sure he did, because he has like 43 of those. So yeah, I'm just saying that how really monstrous a Confucius can be. Okay. So we also have here another question. I want to make a Roland 5-star and Pyrrhus 3-star, and I won't unlock any other new heroes. Okay, so it's safe to say you're a pikeman main. Vortex said Pyrrhus needs to be 5-star to be good. Well, that is true. I know, but it's my initial target. Okay, so there is going to be still like a future let's say plans, I think, for your Pyrrhus, because for me, I know that I can't really max him out right away, But I think I'm going to max out first Confucius if I have the chance. Then maybe Pyrrhus will be at only 3 stars for a while until I can gather more um legendary hero medals. Also uh from the BIP, and of course also from the wheel. So yeah, it will take a little bit time to for me to get Pyrrhus to 5 stars. But the good thing, guys, is that on the first, I think what they said on the announcement is that there will be um no advent wheel anymore, or no switching of heroes on the advent anymore. Like, it will always be 4 heroes for each advent. But I think it's I think the logical thing to do is because it's almost the same, right? Like, for example, this week I'm going to save up, and the next week I'm going to still do the heroes. But there is an advantage though if they do the 4 heroes per advent, if they're going to do it like consistently now. Because every time, as I've said, the best way to go for your to make your heroes actually have more hero medals from your advent is to do it like 60 this advent, next week, next advent of that hero you spend another 60, or maybe if you feel lucky you have more empire coins, you do 100, and then the next time again, and then the next time again, just do it like that, and eventually you will have your heroes at 5 star. That's actually how I do make my hero reach 5 stars, is doing it that way. That you can save up a lot of empire coins doing it that way. Uh-huh. Do you know how many speed days from T7 until 1 unit T8? I think I already have that one though. It's like 1,000 something. Wait, I know I already have posted that. Where is it? I have that post before, and I also did post today. Should this? So you need like around 1,042 days. 1,042 days in research. From your T7 to T8, 1,042 days. 1,043 days. That is if your each of your research was or has the speed ups. Sorry, not the speed ups, but rather the what do you call this? The buffs of at least 5% from the city, extra city buffs, and also of course from the 130% healing of, or 130% healing, 130% help, 130% help every time. So that's your goal. 1,042, 43 days. So that's like 3 years. Almost 3 years. But you can actually get it. It's not going to be that hard. I got mine like just a few weeks ago. Like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And it took me a while also to actually gather the resources I needed. What do we have here? Really good advice. Thanks so much. Oh, no problem. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, Tito. Oh, thank you too. Was do you agree? Lubu is the single most best hero investment from start season to present, with bias as a single immersion. I will agree that for everybody that Lubu is one of the most one of the best investments you can ever have in the game. Number one is because Lubu is cheap. You can get him on the advent, accessible to anyone. That is number one. The number 2 is he is the best damage dealer in the game through his crits based on facts. That is based on facts. Not just data, but based on facts. Number 3 is if you have a Lubu in the field, even though there are pikemans in there because of the, well, actually, one of the most important function of the individuality of the classes is actually your Lubu has an extra marching speed. So you can move around the map faster, and you can attack and then move out without a problem. The only problem is when you were hit with a pikeman. So yeah, but it's not always going to be like that. And another thing is that you can kill off 3 of your opponents or classes of your opponents. The only march that you're going to have trouble with are pikes, unlike your other marchers like your, let's say, archers. Sometimes they do have problems with pikemen, and then some swords can actually kill some archers. That's actually the problem for them. So I'm just comparing though. I'm comparing Lubu. So Lubu he's like a blood. He's like a type O blood. He can be used against anyone. And then your archers are like your type A, B, or something like that. Or type A or type B that can only get a specific blood type. Sorry, it's the other way around. It's like your type O, you can give it to anyone. But as a type O, you can only receive a type O also. So that's actually how I would praise it as in my analogy. I hope it makes sense. But yeah, Lubu is actually one of the best investments in the game. That is for sure. So that is why my main advice or my main choice for a free-to-play player to have for a hero is actually a Lubu. If you do not have really a specific choice or decision on what heroes you want to get, I will always say get Lubu number 1. Or the Lubu March. Not just Lubu, Lubu March. Okay, welcome to our 38 viewers. Welcome to the stream, guys. Don't forget to give us like. Hopefully you are enjoying your stay here. I know I don't have music or something like that, but I do have this. I can slap, slap, slap. I can do that, and yeah, and well, if I'm being honest, there are also other functions on my keyboards, but I won't go there until there is something to use that for. But yeah, hopefully you are having a good time here with the facts, the informations, questions and answer. You know what? What I'm doing is I'm looking for an iron meteorite. Ooh, look at that. Fancy me. We have a level 5 armory. Wait, hang on. Oh. I think it's this one. Oh, shit. Okay. Alright, next. Sorry. Can you live stream the first KBK, bro? Yeah, sure. I will do it. I will do that. Once once we have the first KBK. I think it's going to be GE. I think GE, yeah, Golden Expedition. So if it starts tomorrow, we will have like 2 days preparation for this for sure. So on Wednesday, I think yeah, I can surely do it on Wednesday. And I'm also excited to do that using a, well, Ramesses. Hopefully I can get Confucius, you know, but this time around you cannot get yet Confucius because you need to wait to finish the first MGE in order for you to get Confucius. So next event, which is the MEE, I think there's going to be a lot of Confucius already and a lot of Pyrrhuses. So Pyrrhus and Confucius is a good combo plus your Jugilayang, and then for sure there's going to be a lot of them in the rallies. So what you will do in order for you to counter that combination of Pyrrhus and You're Confucius. It's safe to say, archers, calling out archers, you will be needed in the rally because we have a lot of Pyrrhuses. And we have Confucius, Pyrrhuses in the rallies. So, archers that are good without commander skills will thrive now in the rallies. But yeah, there are still Lubus in there somewhere. But there will be a lot of swords. That is 100% sure. That is 100% sure. So I think the archers can rejoice in the rally, at least just for a little bit, I guess. But yeah. So another one here. William Marshall is a tall order to replace Lubu. Uh-huh. But still, we don't have the final, an official announcement about the skills. But we have the leaks and everything like that. I think I have shown you guys that one on the previous videos that we had. Like, I think back a month ago. Hey Tito, will the hybrid Belisarius March be displayed today or in the future? Is it going to stay for members only? Keep up the good work. Oh, of course, I'm going to release it. But yeah, if you want, I can share it with you guys here on stream right now because I'm that generous. Because we are only a few here. If you are still here, Barney, just give me a nudge on the chat and I will share that Belisarius build. Okay. Alright. Oh, can you play Budots? I don't want because I'm going to be flagged. My live stream is going to be flagged. You know why? That's why I kind of like I'm kind of like hesitant to actually play some music in the background, and I'm using the game music, to be honest, because I fear of getting demonetized, It's really hard to get here. And although what I get here is, let's say, $100 monthly, because you can actually only get like a ton of finances from YouTube if you already are at, let's say, 5k, 10k, or let's say 10k. Let's say 10k subscribers, and you have consistent viewers at around, let's say, 3k per views, per video. But as for me, I have lower viewers yet, so yeah. But anyway, I kind of fear for my YouTube when I use sounds or music, because last time I think I was flagged, but it was not a strike though, but it was just a warning because I used a music here, although the music is not like a song, but it's like rather just a NCS trap beat, and I think I kinda used the funky one, and I was still flagged. But anyway, so there's that. Oh, and also I think I have already finished this one. Yeah. So when it comes to the packs, did I already get the value pack? Yeah, I already purchased one. Okay. Oh, another one. If you are interested, I'm gonna show you something. I am using like 2 natural selection right now on my build. Oh, okay, we won. Why is 300? If you are a 300 Spartans, why are you attacking me, bro? There is like this written rule that you can attack your own alliance member. But anyway, that's okay. Maybe he's not aware yet. Wait, that's my build. Well, actually, I did do optimizations now on my account because I'm really looking forward to Confucius. So I already did move out CPO from my Ramesses. It's quite hard to do it because I just really want to prepare also CPO when King cannot come, so he's here, and without without CPO this March with Confucius will still actually work really good. And with Pyrrhus, as I've said, I can do rallies with this March. I can do the rallies with this March, so that's why I said bye-bye to CPO and brought him back to my warrior swords. But if you want to see, this is actually my current build on my swift blade. So I'm not yet leveling up the natural selection because I kinda still want to get the feel of it, I want to feel first if I want to invest on the natural selection here, because I have one natural selection already, and it was my Lagertha. And do not worry, I already have confirmed this one with support, and they said that two natural selections can stack. And the thing here, each effect is determined independently. It can work at the same time, and it can work just one at the same or one at a time. That's what I understood from what the support said, because they said that it can stack. So these two also can stack. So it means that it can activate at the same time. So because they didn't say here that the chance to trigger is one of the other. They just said chance to trigger the following effects. And they said individually, they didn't say it individually, but rather each effect is determined independently. So before, I was kind of under the impression that it will only activate one of each of this. But now I have seen something similar to that, and I was curious. That's why I asked the support about that one.
Bricks and blocks have. Ooh,
Because I really want to use the natural selection here.
useful.
It was really good when I tested it. Is it this one? Okay, so it's this one. Like, look at this. Grants one of the following effects. One of the following effects. This is not what is stated on your natural selection. On your natural selection, it's stated that each effects are determined or is determined independently. They didn't say one of the following effects. They just said that the chance to trigger, they have the chance to trigger the following effects. So yeah, and I'm using actually this one plus another one that I have gotten. So I'm still not sure if I want to do two natural selection at the same time, but it's actually doing well for me on my tests. If you're going to check my PvP battles, I'm going to show you guys. I'm only attacking one player. I'm only attacking one player for a while because I'm testing different rings combination, different gem combination, different builds. Like, look at this. Look at this. For a while now, look at this, huh? This is since last week. This is since last week. Every time, I always attack this player here. This one. This guy. He's a Korean, but I really can't pronounce his name. But we are attacking him. Like, look at this. So here we have a different march, different combinations, different output, and then here on another one they attacked us. You know why they are attacking us also multiple times? Because I have attacked them multiple times also last week. So I always attack them every time. That's why they are also attacking us every time. So yeah, and then I kind of like his build because of this guy right here. I'm going to show you guys the secret why this player here is actually winning against me, even though I have two level T8s versus his T7s. Because of he has way more research, number one for sure. And where is the other hero? Like, there is actually a hero that you guys are missing out on. Although it's not going to be always there, but he is a good debuff. This one, Hannibal.
It's given to man no
So
It's a victory.
when you are hit
Contempt of
with this skill, as you can see there, damage to the current target, increase the hero's might. Sorry, you will have the hero's might, but I think it's this one. Is it this one? This one. So you will reduce the commander's armor 100 and strategy by 100. If you have less strategy and 100 is removed from your strategy, and you are a might user, or let's say even if you are a strategy user, you're going to have a lot of loss, because the armor here will give you vulnerability for your might hero, for your hero to be more prone to might damage. Now the strategy here will give you more vulnerability to strategy heroes. So it's actually good that Hannibal is in his march, because he's actually a Lubu user, and I think it's his main. That's why having Hannibal here is pretty good. And if you don't know yet the build with Hannibal, William, and your, what do you call this, DJG, that is actually one fucking tanky build. That's actually one build that is, I will say, a very tanky build. We have tested that one in the Pioneer server, and damn, even with my Ramesses with full build is being killed by that march, because it's super tanky. It's super tanky that the only lineup that can actually kill it is either a full-blooded Lubu or a Pikeman Cyrus. And sometimes there is a time wherein a pikeman like Belisarius with Ashoka is having a hard time also with that. Sorry, not Belisarius with Ashoka, but Belisarius without Ashoka is actually having a hard time with that, because it's like SL Belisarius and Elizabeth when we tested it. And then with Ashoka though, the damages of Hannibal and the debuffs actually isn't there because of the dispel of Ashoka. But yeah, it is really super useful, especially this one also. So crushing impact plus Pyrrhus, it's actually a good combination, bro. It seems like here in with 4 marches, it's pretty damn hard to actually deal with. So what happened here? What is happening here is that his Hannibal is actually debuffing whoever it is attacking. And if ever that Hannibal is attacking on the march, if it is hit by the Ramesses, look at this. His Ramesses is also so freaking powerful because of the investments. Look at this. Okay. So he has Lion, this one, and this one. Although, he has Fortification also. Okay. Though the damage though isn't here yet, but you can still feel that critical piling in. This is actually not yet optimized, but I can feel the damage. It's because of your Hannibal. Because of his debuffs, when you are debuffed and you are attacked by a Lubu and you have negative 100 armor for your commander, you are going to really have a hard time to sustain against a Lubu. And second off, you have another, if you are also being attacked by a Ramesses, which is a strategy hero, and you are also removed or stripped off with 100 strategy, you don't have that much strategy defense. You're going to disappear in just a few seconds, especially with a crit of Ram, crit of Lubu. You're going to really have a hard time against this march. So another technique that you can use, or tactics you can use in the Apex arena or the Apex championship, is if you are a Lubu user, you have a Hannibal with you, maybe just casually use it as a debuffer. And it's actually good. That's why he is the one that I'm actually targeting, because I really want to always deal that damage. As you can see here now, there's a difference now here. When this Hannibal is just by himself and he was attacked, or he is attacked by my other heroes and he dies right away, his other two heroes here, as you can see, can't actually do anything anymore, right? Like, look at the difference. I didn't change anything from that one though. I didn't change anything. The only time I changed something is when I cannot defeat him anymore, like this one. Like, on the defense, I cannot defeat him anymore. He changed, actually, I think he changed his build. Is it that he changed his build? I kind of forgot what. As you can see, I always attack him. This one also, I attack him. I cannot defeat him anymore. And here, I defeat him because I adjusted. As you can see, the difference on the positions of the hero. So, there are fights wherein if his Hannibal is solo attacking some of my heroes, and his Hannibal was like attacked by more than one of my heroes and it died, the other two heroes, Ramesses and Lubo, is now deemed a little bit easier to kill. And like for this one, another one, you can always check on that build, on that fights, that your Hannibal is the only one, or if your Hannibal here is alive, these two here also will be doing a ton of damage. There is, I think, no fights wherein Hannibal was not there. So this one. So he moves his Hannibal on the third slot, I think. He moves his Hannibal on the third slot. And then have Belisarius on the main because he wants more damage here, as you can see there. So, but his Hannibal is still here, and I'm sure that his skill is the same with the crushing impact there, plus the Pyrrhus. That this is actually a very viable, what do you call this, tactics. As you can see, we never almost win anymore. We never win. I'm actually doing like a ton of stuff, changing skills, changing heroes. That's why I kinda did tests on him. So for example, I want to test something, I kinda used a different ring or combination. Look at this. I am using here an Isabela. Look at this. I have Isabela here. I am testing Isabela here. I have this one. This build, huh? Okay, remember this build. So I was testing this build of Isabela. So you can see the rings, okay? And then later on the next fight, you will see me have a different ring on Isabela. I think I still have Isabela here. Then I change the formation. This is actually this is how I do test sometimes when we don't have Pioneer server. It's actually grueling for me. It's really hard because I'm losing a ton of shit for the rewards here because of this. But it's actually worth it for me because I can understand more for the heroes. Oh, okay. I think this is the same one. Let's go for the next one. Let's say this one. So you may now see how I process the fights. Look at this. I am using now Theo. I am using now Theo. And then I did have the same rings, as you can see here. And I just changed like Theo from Isabela. And I think how much damage did we did? For Isabela, 35k healing, 216 damage. For Theo, although we don't have that much damage. Wait, how one is this Theo? Fourth one? Yeah, I think this is Theo. Yeah. We didn't deal that much damage because we didn't really remain in the fight that long. But you can see here the thought process on how I do things. Another one with Theo here. And yeah. Oh, I think this time we had we had his Hannibal inside Belisarius died before we can be chopped off by Ramesses and Lubu. And I also changed my lineup here. Where is that? And I also use Charlemagne here. As you can see, I have different heroes for other fights. Because as I've said, I was testing some stuff. I'm changing rings, changing heroes, changing gems. You can see the rings now are different, right? So I'm kind of testing what I can really have way better. So this is a consistent one because I cannot afford to attack a player 1v1 in the field because that's going to have a huge toll when it comes to the troops. So this is where I test this stuff against other players. As you can see here, we are almost also there. We almost killed him there, even if with all the buffs. Now, or debuff, sorry. Now he attacked us. We almost killed him again. But as you can see here, the most constant one here is his Belisarius. If that stays alive, we're going to always have that problem. So another one here. So you can see Belisarius again is the one standing, and then the Lubu has almost full health. That's actually my main problem. Was you can see here, maybe we killed off his Belisarius, but I think this is now my test for my Miyamoto. Because I did a test for Miyamoto. Look at this. He attacked us 3 times. 1, 2, 3. But look at this. How many attacks did I do against him? Like straight up. Like, let's say we start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can see there is I think this is the other day. Like, all my attacks were just for him. I didn't care if I lose or what. I was just testing. And then he attacked us here. And then the next time he attacked us 3 times. But here we won. Here we won. I think I already have optimized Miyamoto this time. With the gems and the rings. Oh, I think I was testing the 2 might rings. I think I was testing the 2 might rings here. Yeah, I was testing the lion plus the lion and the bear, and it was pretty good. Like we did a decent job on the damage. Look at this, like 68k for 20 seconds versus like 37k. Like this is 130k total. I was really doing good using this one, but I have found the better damage or the better lineup after this. So we have tested that for a while, and I think we win this time. No, I think we lose. We lost again. But this time, look at the damage of Miyamoto though, 417. Here I changed the adornments already, but the damage is really good. This is my current build though, I think. This is my current build. And it's also hard to kill off his Lubu because of DJG. Seems problematic with all the healing. Like, look at this. I have this ring. I still have my lion. I think I'm going to max it out to 40. Because, number 1, I am doing good against Lubu. Number 2, I'm doing good against Ramesses. I have good fights against Ramesses using the lion. And then, we also have here the natural selection, I guess. I think. Yeah, I have the natural selection already. Imagine if my natural selection here is at least a purple one. So I have like, let's say 10% already on the damage and the healing. Sorry, the damage taken reduction plus the another damage. I think at least 10%. I think that will be very good once it levels up to that level. But yeah, as you can see, his march will always have that. This one will always have Hannibal. This is a very good debuff. 100 armor plus 100 and also negative 100 armor plus negative 100 strategy seems very problematic for me, to be honest. So yeah, I am still going to try, but yeah. I still have those 3 attacks, but I'm going to use that before reset so that at least we can go more than 100. So that's actually the challenge that I have right now. So I don't, for sure I will not be on the top 100 on the PvP because of it, but it's worth it. I That's where I found out how much damage my Miyamoto now will deal because of that one. But yeah, because I have not been using Miyamoto for almost half a year as my main. This is the only time I'm using him again as my main while we're waiting for Confucius, and also maybe next month or next season, season 8, if King Canute comes, my Scipio is ready. But anyway, what else do we have here? Sorry. Um Archers will melt in rallies with so much Lubu. As I've said, Rexter, what if this time the rallies will be flooded with Pyrrhuses instead of Lubus? Because you can actually look at a rally, scout the rally first, how many Lubus are there, how many Pyrrhuses are there. But yeah, it depends really, because you cannot really, we have like the system wherein we scout the rallies first and we look for specific rallies wherein we can get advantage of. So we like specify what heroes, what marches are goes with what rally. When will the new rings be released? If there's no official release date of the rings, but we have leaks about the rings. But I don't wanna, as I've said, I don't wanna release any leaks unless we are official with the announcements. Yes, brother, still here. Belly hybrid has been bugging me. Unsure if you've gone Fikeman or Cubs with it. It spikes. It spikes. The Belisarius merch. It's Spikeman. Said hi. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Why you don't build Lubu? Well, in this march, my main is swords, and I don't have research on my Lubu because the second march I have is Spikeman. So, I don't have that much research on my mercenaries for Lubu. That's why I'm not using him. So you can see here, I only have research on my swords. And right now, I'm doing research for my pikemen. So, since the new research has come, this is pretty much delayed. Because my plan was to max this out, then go to the cavalry after. But right now, because of the new research, T8s and everything like that, that was delayed. That was delayed. But yeah. So, do you think running DJG is worth it as a Lubu main? Low spender, 110 Emperor. Yes, I have a... wait. I think I need to move to my alt account because that is the Lubu main. I have a DJG on my Lubu main, but it's still at 3 stars. But I am using it. I kind of love the complexity of having her there. But the problem is that I'm having right now, she is not yet 5-star. You need 5-star on DJG. Because in order for you to really get that, I think there's a damage reduction on the 5th star. I think there is. And I'm just not sure. I'm going to check out in a bit. Hang on. Let me just fire up my second account. But yeah, will be no ring reset? No, not yet. As long as there is no announcement, there will be no ring reset. Unless there is an official announcement. But if there is, I'm sure it's going to be good. Because even I am actually looking for a ring reset. Whatever kind of reset it is, as long as it's a ring reset, may it be just 1 or 2, I will fucking take it. But anyway, as I've said, DJG is really good, to be honest. But you need, as I've said, investments. You need the 5-star on DJG, on the Lubu March, And then also another ring that I suggest to have is the Celestial Spark, is it? I think it's the Celestial Spark to really have that extra might for your heroes. I think, is it might or damage? Kind of forgot. Let me just check up on my second account. But yeah, it works. It can work for low spenders, but as long as I'm concerned, you need DJG at 5 stars though. And that specific ring, I am actually saving up for it right now. I'm at like, this account is free to play, okay? This account is free to play. The alt account that I'm going to show you guys. My alt account is free to play. I'm saving up jewelry. What do you call this? Jeweler coin, and I've been saving up for a while now. Let me just change to my alt. All right, so this is it. Okay. All right. Okay, so here my main is my Lubu. Wait, what's this doing? Hang on, let me just go gather somewhere. Hello world. Yes, there are seats available. I don't know. Well, I'm going to get back to you on that one. Wait, hang on. Let me just. Okay, so I don't know why it's laggy right now, but yeah. Okay, let me just show you. Maybe here. Okay, so Lubu, this one, and DJG. That's actually what I am using right now. So yeah, it should be though like this because you need damage. That's why Lubu should be your primary. If you use Xiao here, it will be tanky, but you will lack damage really. So yeah, for me it's like this one. It's this one is actually what I'm using right now. And as I've said, we are only at 3 stars, but all my legendary hero medals are going to go to DJG right now. And this is my build. I'm still needing one more star here. And yeah, this is how it looks right now. I don't want to use the Dark Flag because I will lose a lot of healing from this, plus a lot of damage also from this, because this activates like a lot. And when it activates, it will heal, plus it will do damage, it will deal more value, or it will give more value for me. That's why I don't change it. This is actually my build right now. And the ring that I am actually talking about, where is it? Like, and also don't forget, this is a free-to-play account. Like for a while now, as you can see here, my jeweler's mark is at 3,490, I think. And the ring that I'm actually gunning for is the Celestial Spark ring, because of the one that of the bonus one here. It says increase the might damage dealt by your 2 other heroes with the highest might. Yes, and also reduce your troops damage damage taken, which is pretty good. And the thing here, the good one here, is that it also has health, plus it has good troop damage and troop defense. That's why I'm gunning for the Celestial Spark. I think it will work here pretty good. But yeah, I'm still in the process of saving up for it. And for sure, it will take me a while also to level it up to level 10. So it will be a project for sure. But right now, I'm feeling good with it. With the healing and all. I kind of like healing. But to be honest, it still is pretty good. That before this, I was using my Attila. Let me show you. So before this, I was using my Attila. So I have like I think I have mostly the cavalry march here. So we have Lubu, Attila, and Zhao. This is what I use, as you can see there. But sometimes what I do is change your build like this. So I use Zhao as the main, and I find this very well constructed and better than your Lubu as a commander for me, because I want that edge on the defense. But when I do want pure damage, I do Lubu, Attila, and then Zhao. And if you're going to ask about Timur, as you can see, I have Timur here. I only use Timur when I go for rallies. Sorry, not that one, but Timur. So I only use Timur when I go for rallies. If I need rally, I go for Timur. But right now, he is on my archers. But I was using him, and I was using critical insight and tempered steel when it comes to Timur and when I am in the rally. But I barely go for rallies anymore, so I always do field fights. But right now, I think for me, if I do or did nail the Celestial Spark Ring, plus I max the DJG out, I think this march is going to, sorry, this march is going to be to get a little bit further than what it is. Although, as I've said, this is not for everyone because it's hard to really get that ring, number one. And the number two, it's really hard to switch from a pool warriors warriors cavalry main to a hybrid with a tactician cavalry included. So that's one thing. Um, would a cavalry march with Belly, Justinian, and Ashoka still work today, you think? I think as a main march, no. As a main march, no. But I think as a support with Hannibal, it would work with Hannibal. So like Belisarius, Hannibal, and Ashoka, or Belisarius, Hannibal, and DJG, that will work. But I think it's better to have like Belisarius, William, and DJG. Or if you want the debuffs, as I've said, Hannibal, William, and DJG. That is super tanky because of William's skills. Bacon, behave. So we also have here, I'm worried about spending the 5 stars onto DJG and the meta changing. It would take a lot for me to get there. Yeah, so that's why for me, as I've said, this is not for everyone. And I think with Attila, not Timur, okay? Attila, so Lubu Attila, Xiaoyun, or Xiaoyun Lubu and Attila, I think it's still very viable. As you can see, I was just changing right now for DJG just to know more about the march and to have an option. But if I'm going to be honest, I pretty much love the Xiaoyun, Lubu, and Attila march. That was like my march for months now. Since I got like Xiaoyun to 5, even 3 stars. When Xiaoyun is 3 stars, I was also already using him with Attila and Lubu. And then when I got him to 5 stars, I always do go for look for a lot of fights in the field. It actually did a lot of damage for me, give me a lot of merits. Right now, I think I have earned since I used this merch, like let's say 10 million merits already since I got the account. But yeah, I kinda like this one better. Sorry, the one with Attila better than Timur. I don't really like the Timur that much, but I can say, and I will support the Timur march in a rally. It's also pretty good there in the rally. They will last longer. Number one, you will deal a lot of damage also in the rally, and also you will get a lot of merits. That's actually the upside of Timur when he is used in the rally. Um, with Radiant Thunder plus Falcon Ring. What is it? Radiant Thunder plus Falcon Ring. You mean on your Belisarius? On your Belisarius, yeah. Yes, you can actually use that one there. F2P since you use it. Yes, F2P since I use it. I got this account like at 80 mil, and as I've said, the account doesn't have that much on it when I first get it, because it doesn't have that much research on Lubu. Like, this is a pikeman march, bro. I have already discussed this earlier. This was a pikeman main march, and as you can see, I was the one who actually shifted from the pikeman, because this is the researches that are actually being done here on the march. And since I got it, I switched it to Lubu. As you can see, I don't have that much research yet. And the research here isn't really that good. As you can see, we are so far away. So far away from T8. Look at that. That is free to play territory. Because I haven't spent a single dime. And even the former user of this account isn't really spending that much. Isn't really spending that much. And all the heroes, I am the one who maxed out Zhaoyan. I am the one who get the GG. I am the one who invested here without money, just time and effort, and doing the events in order for me to get the heroes I want for this March. The only heroes that I didn't really invested in here to get to max out is actually Attila and Timur. But the others, like your DGG and Zhaoyan, I'm kind of the one who started them off and then maxed them out to 5 stars. And then, like, also now for DDG, that's actually what I'm doing also. That's why it's pretty slow progress, but still I am getting the progress. Also for the merits, when I got this account on the merits side, it's only like 30 mil. And right now I am at, let's say, 41 mil since I got it. And it's not actually my main, and I'm not using it every single fight, especially in the war and KVK, because it's hard to control two accounts at the same time on my low-end laptop. Okay, and even on my, like, let's say, iPad, when I stream, I cannot really do play the KBK here on my laptop because it's super laggy. What I do is I only use my iPad for my main account and then stream on the laptop. So yeah, so I didn't really have that much to go around with when I started this one. And also, before I got the account, I don't have that much legendary hero medals to go around with. And as you can see here, the investments here are all Marshall Pikeman. You can see the Marshall Pikeman, right? And even the 5 star of this one, I was the one who actually maxed it out to 5 stars. So what I'm saying is I endured a lot and have been patient for months to actually get to where this account is as right now. And that is as a free-to-play player here, you know. And considering that there are other free-to-play players on my server that is doing way better than my account and have more research than me, but I am still able to win against them mostly with my builds and optimizations. That is what is important, optimizations. So yeah, I've been really happy with this account since I shifted it from what it is to what it is now. What it was, sorry, to what it is now. But yeah, you can have let's say, you can always say that this was not a free to play account before, but this is on my possession for almost 6 months, I think, now or more. And since I had it, it's like 20 plus million power already that I gained based on my progression by just playing it as a free to play account. Nothing spent really, not even a single dime. That is going to be like my promise to you guys, or my swear. I swear I never did spend any single or a single dime on this one. But yeah, as I've said, I'm still a little bit behind on the research on this account, and some free to play players, especially the pikeman, really can do a lot of damage against me, and I cannot really win some against some of the players that are, well, free-to-play players that are like Pikeman users, and I have like 60 million player friend here that is also a co-leader that I cannot really kill. His Pikeman is so absurd. Like, let me just show you. I'm going to expose this friend of mine because he is so fucking great with his account, and I will show you the power of really um doing like one march, focusing one march. Where is he? Like, did I attack him last time? Let me just look for him. Is he here? I don't think he is. But based on the state of things here, I should be looking at him, or maybe I should have found him already right now. I cannot find him. Maybe because he is far ahead on the rankings right now. Where are you? I am talking about you now. If you're here, where are you? I'm going to look for you and I'm going to attack you, bro. Where is now? Although you will say that he is a counter, but still, he is his account is pretty ridiculous for a low powered account. Where is it? Where is he? I cannot see him, bro. There. He's now 85 mil. He's 85 mil now. Like, it was just a week ago that he is like 60 or 70 mil. But right now he is 85 mil. But yeah. Well, I think I'm going to show it once I have access. Bacon, babe. Alright, next up. What coupon pack should I buy currently in season 2? Season 2? I don't have the current the pack. I mean, I don't have the access to season 2 right now, but what I can say is that you can focus on the customizable gifts, because honestly speaking, I get my research speed ups there. That is the place where I get research speed ups, and I find it very, very affordable. You can do that. And then your lucky moments, make sure that and also another thing, if you are going to ask me, is that you must focus on the bundles that you only need. Like for example, you need to research. So what you're going to do is focus on speed ups. Like well, that's actually the main focus mostly. To be honest, mostly speed ups. That's what I always purchase when I have the money. And sometimes I do purchase like good deals with the rings, and also with the uh like I don't really purchase legendary hero medals because we can get them through the BIP, but if you're not yet on the level of the BIP, I think you can purchase the legendary hero medals if you need to, but make sure that you are like maybe having, let's say, 10 pieces of the legendary hero medals for $10. That's actually, I think, the minimum. If there is going to be a better bundle than that, then I think that's going to be the best choice for you. I already have Hannibal, William, and DJG. Drop Lubu, so have gear spare ATM. So what is your experience? What is your experience between having Hannibal with William and DJG versus having your Lubu? Did you have a better experience with your Hannibal than your Lubu? Oh, before I forget, I want to discuss something on the chat right now. Just give me a minute. Let me just set it up. Okay, so all right, I think this is good to go. Let's see. Where is it? Okay. So we have here the Stellar Dynasty, right? So, you can see here already the basic rules, the tier overview, the store rewards, the Dynasty Conquest. But I think I already covered this on one of our videos. But if you wanna see it, I'm going to post it on my YouTube post and also on my Facebook so that you guys can see it individually. Or you can just go to Age of Empires Mobile Facebook page. I think they already have it there. And then they said here that this one is well, let's see. Stellar Dynasty introduces complete overhauled season rules and new matchmaking system. So I think they have updated everything. We've also added exciting conquest gameplay, which is, I think, this is actually like the island tactics, just rebranded to Dynasty Quest Conquest. But it's really good because the rewards from here, unlocking every island, will also give you access to other rewards in the store on the Stellar Dynasty, and the rewards are so good. Even the amounts of the rewards on how many you can get is so good. That's why I've said this is a grind type of event, wherein if you are a good free-to-play player that is pretty good at grinding, getting juice, getting the dynasty contributions and dynasty coins, sorry, you can get a lot of speed ups, raw irons, mounts, everything you need is almost everything you need is here in the store of the Stellar Dynasty. So as I've said, free to play players will have a good time here as long as they are patient enough to grind the dynasty coins, because some of the dynasty exchanges are really a little bit harder to get, but yeah, it's pretty good. We also have here the migration event. This is actually new. This is just posted right now. We have the new migration event rules. Shit. Okay, so this is just posted just right now, I think. So we have here migration event stages. Stage 1, pre-event stage, bacon. Stay here, stay here. Okay, we have stage 1, pre-event stage, and then timeline after migration. Event begins April 30. April 30. April 30? Stage 1? Wait. Stage 1 of migration. Which servers are going to be migrated? Wait, isn't this too early to have migration, like April 30? After migration event begins April 30th. Oh, really? Confirm Empire administration candidate. Okay. Those who don't want to take on the role can avoid it during this stage. The candidate it is finalized after this stage ends. Okay. Official action guide. Confirms your server's Empire administrator candidate. If you don't want to become an administrator, complete the avoidance operation. Wow, there's an avoidance operation. The pre-event stage ends. Okay. Then we have stage 2, migration preview. Okay. We have the migration preview here, stage 2. May 1st and May 3rd, or May 1st to May 3rd. Determine governor's historical power. The Empire administrator can edit the Empire announcement. This is too early, I think. Like, we haven't really have the grasp yet of the server, and we already have a migration. Okay. And then we have review migration event rules, confirm the quota, and then contact your target Empire administrator. Stage 3 says migration application already. May 4 and 5th. That is around, like, let's say next week. So that is MEE time. MEE time, I think. May 4th to May 5th. I already have honey. Roland DJG, drop your recruit. It's so cute. Yes, honey is also tanky and helps other marchers with these debuffs. Yes, 100%. I always love belly though, so that's why I ask about. Okay, so in my hybrid march, you will need Belisarius, but this is a pikeman, pikeman main. So this is a Belisarius, an Elizabeth, and a DJG. That is the hybrid march, Barney. If you want to have a better understanding of it, I can show you the skills. But if you're not interested, it's okay. It's not going to be for everybody though. We also have here migration application, May 4th to May 5th. Then stage 4, free migration. So this is, wait, stage 4 free migration already? Is May 6th to May 7th. Usually the free migration are the open slots that was not used during the migration process. So that's why you have a free migration. So you can only get this one if you are approved though by the administrator. So consumes the target server corresponding quota to migrate freely. Cannot use higher tier quotas as substitute. First come, first serve. Don't miss your last chance to migrate. Quotas are limited, so act quickly. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. If only the server that you wanted to migrate to actually has slots. Because sometimes through the migration process before they give free migration, they actually already have used up all their slots. So another one is migration rule changes. Okay, so this is actually new, I think. Okay, rules. Start time. Migration event will open on a regular seasonal cycle. So it's going to be seasonal cycle now. Stay tuned to the official announcement for details on how and when this will be scheduled. Details on how when this will be scheduled. Will be open periodically on a regular schedule. Okay, I think this is going to be every Dynasty Glory or maybe every season. What do you guys think? How frequent do you think the migration will be this time? Because they said it will be seasonal. So maybe this is a server season, like 3 months. That's what I think, or 3 to 4 months every server season. So for example, this season we have Confucius, right? So the whole season is a full one migration, and then after the season, when we have a new hero, I think that's the next migration. I think that's what they mean by seasonal cycle. But what do you guys think? Oh, okay. So this was seasonal, but now they change it to a regular schedule. We're not just sure what the regular cycle would be now. We also have here the migration scope. Migration scope, all servers within the same Stellar Dynasty division. Oh, okay. So now the migration scope is not like before per group. The migration scope is now available for every single server that you are in on the Stellar Dynasty. Am I right? Yeah, as you can see here in the change details, remove your group restrictions. There's no group anymore. Apply freely within the same division. Okay, now this is interesting. What do you guys think this will do to the other servers though? Like for example, we are on the same division. And then they remove the restrictions, but I think they are going to be strict with the amount of migrations per cycle. But this is quite interesting because you are not limited or restricted to just 4 Not 4, but rather, how many did we have last time? Like, in the group, we have like 12, I think, but I'm not sure. I kind of forgot. But if this is true, we're going to have a way more options to actually go for or go with. Then we also have here the stage structure. Added summary display stage used to display the details of the current migration. Then migration details are clearer. Only applies to periodic migration events during Stellar Dynasty of season. Yeah, Beacon. Behave ba? Okay, we have the stage structure. And, sorry, I think we are finished with that one. The quota though, quota use. Divided into 6 tiers corresponding to 6 power ranges. Each tier has a fixed migration quota. Leading servers and regular servers have different quotas for each tier. The power ranges are determined by all players' historical power in the stage, and the Empire administrators can no longer edit their server migration. So, because before, the power of the administrator is to set the limit of the power that they can accept. And also, there are like, what do you call that? Special migration, I think, wherein if your power is above what the set powered is, you can migrate only if you have the permission or special permission to do so. But right now, I think they are going to let the game instead decide on what power will be available for them. I think it will do better than bad. I mean, for the game to decide that, maybe because, for example, this server that wants to be migrated on doesn't really have that much whale or kraken, they can actually set the limit to higher power. And then if the server is too much, or they have too much players who have more than 200 mil or 100 plus mil, they can actually set the limit off to lower power, so that the other krakens and whales cannot really transfer to that. I think there will be a shift of power when this comes, especially now. I think. Do you think it's good that they have started it before the start, or at the same time they started the Stellar Dynasty? Because for me, I think it's good because some players doesn't are not happy with their current servers, and if they do the migration this way, and those players that are not happy will move out, this is actually, I think, the time for them to do so. So they will have a worthy enough dynasty, a stellar dynasty for them to compete with. Unlike some players that I know that stayed in our server that doesn't really want to be here anymore, but they waste a lot of their slot in the server, and they waste a lot of, let's say, opportunity on their slot because they didn't do anything on the whole story, on the whole Stellar Glory event, because they're not happy and they waited 3 months. And the migration is open now, and I think hopefully they move out. So I'm not firing shots at anybody, but I just wanna just leave it there. But anyway, so yeah, I think it's going to be good that they do this at this early as it is, because it's just the start of the Stellar Dynasty. They can be competitive on the server that they want to be in instead, so that they don't have to wait 3 months anymore, or 4 months, or whenever the migration is going to pop up again. And having this frequently, I think, will boost a lot of players' morale and also a lot of players' interest into moving to a server that they will be happy with. So satisfaction is going to be a factor here, 100%. That is what I think. And then we have past costs. Past cost, okay. So determined by the governor's power ranking among all governors in the division. And also one thing, in your Stellar Dynasty, you can purchase your pass or migration pass using dynasty contributions or dynasty coins. You can do it like that. That's why the Stellar Dynasty really has or really have all the resources that you need. This one is calculation scope change. Okay. And citadel level requirement, level 28 minimum. Yeah. Further increase to prevent all accounts from ranging up, raking up spots or taking up spots. Okay, we have here the migration quota mechanics. Quota tiers, there are 6 tiers in total. Power ranges determined based on all governors' highest historical power. I think it's still the same there. Within the migration zone, the migration quotas are allocated to each range. When migrating, governors consume a quota from the power range corresponding to their highest historical power. No special migration. Okay, did they mean that there will be no more special migration slots? Or they just mean it here on the quota tier? What do you guys think? I think it's only here in the quota tier. I'm not sure. SL is a good pike march to build to mid spenders. Um, Pike march? Like, is it your main march or second march? Because there is a difference actually. If your main march would be SL, I think it would drive. But second march, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We also have here server classifications. Server are categorized into leading servers and regular servers based on the server strength. Two server types have different migration quotas for each power range. Okay. Quotas substitution. In the high tier migration quotas are not fully used. You can apply to use them in place of lower tier migration quotas during the migration application stage. This expands the capacity for lower tiered migrants. Oh, I think it's so neat that they are actually doing it this way. Now, during the free migration stage, quotas from different tiers cannot substitute for each other. So I think it's safe to say that, as I said, there's going to be different quotas for each individual servers. There will be higher quotas for servers that doesn't have that much power or not in the power rankings, and there will be lower quotas for the other. So I think it's going to be good to do it this way so that we can actually distribute the power. But still, until we get that 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 actual event and what will happen during the event, actually, sometimes we cannot really tell. But if it deem good, I think that's the only time I'm going to say the changes were good. But right now, based on what I am seeing from the changes, the mechanics, and everything here, I think this has potential, especially with the frequency. Right now, I think they're going to increase the amount of frequency of migration. I think it will do the game good. What do you guys think? You guys think it will be better than what it was before for the migration, or do you think it will still the same, or it will still stay the same? We also have here king migration. Kings lose their title and permission after migration. The leader of the alliance occupying the imperial city becomes the new king. Alright, kings should migrate with caution. King should migrate with caution. It's like a warning. It sounds like a warning. Kings should migrate with caution. It sounds like a warning. Anyway, migration requirements, you can see it here. You also have notes that is a little bit long. I will post this on YouTube and also on Facebook so that you guys can see. But yeah, what do you guys think about the migration? I think there are a lot of changes here that will benefit the low powered player. and also the servers that needs krakens and whales. But I think there will still be a time that this let's say rules will be taken advantage of. Remember the few migrations that we have? Remember the migrations that we had before? There are a lot of things that happened in that migration that was taken advantage of krakens and whales. And also there sadly there were other servers that, like, their power or their, let's say, their activities really lose a lot of steam because most of the other players really want to be in a competitive server, and only a few handful of players really wants to be on a, let's say, a passive server. So yeah, I think the winner here is going to be the one, the players that really wants to shift or to save up. Like for example, there are players that wants to win the MGE. So what will I do? I will go to a new server or to a server that is really not that active or maybe passive on some terms, and maybe I can dominate the MGE, get more hero medals. You can actually do that. They have been doing that on the previous migrations and of course other events, but yeah, you can actually do that. I don't know if they can still do that here with all the rules change and everything. But if this changes proves to be really beneficial for everybody, I think this will be a good migration. The only positive thing first that I have seen here is actually the timing, wherein they have opened up migration right now at the start of the Stellar Dynasty, so that everyone can still be on the server that they want to be in, so that they can participate way better on the events during the Stellar Dynasty and on the server that they really want to be. That's number one positive, I think, for me. Number two is there is no more control of the power. Like your administrator cannot control the power that you can actually accept or get from the migration. So like for example, us, we have a lot of 200 mil players, for example, just for example, and then another 200 mil players going our way. I think since they also said here that there will be like no more special migration, no special migrations, let's apply. Okay, so I think there will still be special migration, but only very limited, like let's say 3 or something, but they didn't specify right now. But I think there will still be special migration, but it will be super limited. So I think that's another positive way to do it with the limitations. Another positive thing I think that we can get from this one is that the slots for the lower ranking servers is actually way higher, and they can actually get more players, more activities, because there are players that has lower power but they are very active, especially in the activities. And one of the best, I think, event that I can actually manage to share with you guys right now that can use a lot of free to play players, well, grinders, is actually the primordial conflict. Because number one, you can get the primordial juice there, and winning the primordial juice preparation will actually host. You will actually host the other kingdoms in, and when you host, you will have the advantage already on the war machines and everything like that. So you can prepare, and the buffs that you can get from that event will also be for the winners. So it's like you are the winner, and then you also got the buffs. Like unlike the MEE, you are the winner, but you will your opponent will have the buffs, something like that. But anyway, as I was saying, the free-to-play player have a lot of activity during the primordial conflict because you will do a lot of farming in there, number one, and those primordial dues can turn into your personal buffs, and another one, your alliance buffs. And that's why it's really important to get that much primordial dues. And I know that free to play players will love this event because of that. And getting more primordial dues will not only get you the buffs for yourself, will not only get the buffs for your alliances, and it will also give you the chance to exchange those Jews into contribution, dynasty contribution or dynasty coins, where in those coins you can use those coins that you exchange from your primordial Jews that you have gathered in exchange for speed ups, for hero medals, for let's say raw iron, horses, um, and like the other options there are like, I think there are also like for lightning crystals, magma crystals. I think everything that you need to level up or to progress in your account is there in the Stellar Dynasty. So I think if my prediction is correct, this event of the Stellar Dynasty is going to be really good or will do good for free-to-play players also, not just for spenders. So I think this is your time to shine, free-to-play players, especially the primordial conflict. As I've said, farming is number one key here. If you are good at farming, then you are good at primordial conflict number one. And also another positive I think here is that the quota will be different. Sorry, not the quota, but the migration amount of the um, passes will now be different again. So I think it will favor the low spenders, I think, in a way. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good migration event this time around. But there are also some negatives in here, like for example, let's say maybe some other high powered player can still move because there is still going to be, I think, a special migration. So that's actually one thing. And I'm not sure if it's good or bad to have your um to have widen your servers that you can move on or hop on. I'm just not sure yet though on that decision, but I'm not sure if it's good or bad though. But yeah, there's still that. And what else? Um, I'm not sure. I find something really not great on the changes, but if I do, I will just post it there on our YouTube post and also on Facebook. But yeah, so far so good for me. Um, but what do you guys think? Just leave all your thoughts in the comments or in the chat right now, and I'll make sure I will read them and answer them. But anyway, I think I have already spent like 3 hours. Yeah, right now on the stream, and yeah, I think I'm going to have a break for now. And for those of you guys who are still here on the chat right now, please do give us a like. At least we reach the 20 likes for this one. And hopefully you have enjoyed our stream for today. If you have any questions, just leave them all in the comments after this video is up. You can look me up on Facebook at TITOBODS so that we can have a one-on-one time there through coaching only with AoEM topics. And also you can also add me in Discord with the same tag, TITOBODS. And yeah, also, if you are liking our video and you want to support the channel, you can be a member. Number one, you can get our emotes. Number two, the badges. Number three, the one-on-one coaching. And of course, the members-only videos. And I have already started some of the members-only videos, and I'm going to rock it up soon as I have new informations or new things to actually do as a video. But anyway, I have enjoyed this one today, and hopefully we do have more stream, especially the new upcoming migrations and events, especially the primordial conflict. It would be a good event. I think it would be a good event for everyone. But anyway, I think that's about it for me today. I kind of am losing my voice, but yeah, I do enjoy these kinds of things that we do in the stream, just chilling, talking about random stuff, and in other information, sharing what I have with you guys and my wisdom. But anyway, as always, squad, if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so to support the channel, number one. And also, if you find the channel interesting or some of our videos really help you out or something like that, you can always do a super thanks maybe in some of the videos, and to support the channel. And I'm going to do, I think, a promo or like a giveaway when next month before my birthday, and everything that I can actually accumulate or get for or receive from the super thanks or the other sources of income here on YouTube, I'm going to use for the giveaways, so that other free-to-play players can actually also get something from the account or from our YouTube. But anyway, I did enjoy this stream with you guys right now. Thank you for staying. And as always, have a great day to everyone. This is your TITOBODS, and I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao!